Alright, we're back this weekend with another session of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start off in our usual method by going, we have Blackheart as,
Carrick Marsk.
Kronos as,
RG Thol.
Hadden as,
Thuldir Forgehammer.
Marcus as,
Corvus Adolas.
Sammy as,
Gifton Brockgren.
Tobias as,
Cassiopeia Steelshot.
and you have me, Ali, as your friendly DM. So, who would like to give us a recap?
I do.
Sam.
You don't want to let Blackheart do it, Sam?
No.
I was
Do you
actually
really-
preparing.
Do you
but
need the thing?
I got told I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, Sam's
Take
told
it
everyone
away,
that
Sammy.
she's doing it.
Well. Did you need it?
I've needed it for like a month, but it's fine.
Okay, fine. You can do
No,
it.
because I actually can't now.
No, we're going to have somebody who
Stop.
was actually at the session do the recap, so you go ahead, Savvy.
All right. So what happened last session is we arrived in the city of Roadvale, a lovely port town. As we were pulled in on our previous boat, the Good Tidings, Gifton and Cassiopeia and Care. I believe that was the only ones that went. I don't think
Corvus.
Archie went with us. Did Archie go with us on the initial run? I don't remember. Anyway, we ran down the docks looking to see if we could find a pseudo dragon while they started unloading the main. Oh, Corvus came with. That's right, Corvus came. So it was Corvus, Cassiopeia, Gifton, and Care ran down the docks trying to find pseudo dragons, and the rest of the group stayed there while the various things were being unloaded. Unfortunately, after much checking, there was no pseudo dragons to be had at this port. But Gifton did find a really cool ship with red sails that caught her eye, and she really liked the captain. The captain, Rinson Denoran of the Elusive, was a drow with a blackened eye and a purple one. He had a scar that ran along his jawline, down to, I believe, from the sides of his mouth down to his jawline. He had a full set of silver teeth, and he was wearing a blue and gold coat that was more on the purple side. And he was wearing a red brooch, which signified that he was the person that Corvus needed to see. But none of us noticed that, except for Cassiopeia, who managed to just pretty much grab Corvus and shove him against the drow, going, "By the way, you need to talk to this man." He pointed me down to the ship we actually needed to get to, which was the liquid asset in port, and told me that I needed to go talk to Captain Malloran. She was an elven lady with dark brown hair, a rough sea tan, and wearing a basic armless tunic. Cassiopeia and Corvus ran back. Well, Cassiopeia ran back to go get the package that was needing to be delivered. Corvus was cajoled by the captain for a bit and brought on board, where he made purchases and was given offers for things. We also had left him with an offer that we were going to talk with our party and see if we would be okay to do identify for him for some of his magic cargo. I went over, told Captain Malloran we were coming. She's like, "Fine, we want to get underway. Go tell your people." So I started flying back. We met up with everybody during the downtime of us all being gone. The stuff got unloaded, and Thaldir was left with his own devices, with RG and Carrick being his moral compass. His moral compass needle was stuck to one side, so he pried open the box that was that Corvus needed to haul, that looked basically like a coffin, and checked out the inside, where he found there was a bunch of sky gear for sky magi flying around, the boots and everything like that for the and weapons and clothing and uniforms and badges. I think that was right.
Mm-hmm.
Those clothing and badges, and for the Noran army, and it had like property of Noran whatever military on it, which was translated by Carrick. Then they decided to close everything back up, but not fix the broken bases. Cassiopeia and them loaded it all up on the cart, and they started to head out. RG was waiting there. A strange person in a deep robe and like a hood and everything like that came up to RG and said, "You have a package for me." RG said, "I think you'll need to be more specific." And they're like, "You have a package for me." And RG's like, "No, seriously, we have a lot of deliveries here in Roadvale. Please be specific what you want." and eventually gave the aurori for reading the stars to the person who, as they were picking it up to leave, RG noticed some tentacles slipping out, and the person was very confrontational of, you will say nothing to no one about this, and RG was like, I ain't saying shit. And then Eric and the rest, I think, mostly met us all at the Elusive. We did the identification rolls on the magic items, just where we all made our purchases. I helped Corvus buy a super secret crossbow, and me and Corvus decided to go off and do medical treatment and help people. Everybody else went to go do the stuff at the actual boat. Carrick took off, I believe, at about that time because he made his delivery at the Elusive, and because he had his special or medallion or whatever thing was from her grandma he had to deliver. Cassiopeia, I gave her 5 gold out of the party money. She ran off to go buy snacks. She bought pickled
5
eggs,
gold.
which became a horrible thing later.
Silver. You gave her silver.
No, I gave her gold.
Really?
I gave
She
her
gave
5
me
gold.
Wow.
I wrote down gold. Because I meant for her to buy snacks for the trip, which I was expecting like cheese wheels and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, so I was expecting, because this is us, we're hitting port, we should restock and we should go, and Cassie's the best person to go, hey, you're fast and can carry a lot, go get food, right? And she also knows the town. Cassie also went out and ran into the church she had previously been at. It was a Chapel of Hevos with Father Lausian. He was there during the incident where Cassiopeia apparently nearly killed the man by kicking him half to death for lewd things he may have done to her. And they had an interesting interchange. He doesn't seem wholly impressed, but I think he might just have some misgivings about the fact that the centaur like nearly killed the man in his church at one point. It's hard to say. He kept going back to Cassie's temper issues. Me and Corvus ran up with Dr. Nissa. Dr. Nissa had us treat 3 patients: a small girl with a deadly fever, a old man with a broken leg, and a pregnant woman who was having triplets that Corvus was able to specifically help. Corvus was completely mortified by her lack of cleanliness and general treatment of blood and human and other creatures stuff. It upset him.
It's filthy in there.
Thaldir had taken off in a different direction. He had a super secret mission. He went to the formerly Temple of Mayuri, which was Saint Parsifal's. He met Mother Emin, who was the mother of the orphanage, and I am assuming a priestess of Mayuri. She accepted the originally 3 gold donation from Thaldir that she to take care of to help the orphanage out. Thaldir alluded that one or all the boys were in danger. She said she would get a hold of the guards. He asked if he could kind of help out by checking things. He managed to convince her by the light of Mayuri that he was desperately trying to protect the child. And she set up for him to be able to do interviews with all of the kids. He went into a room to seek counsel because he did not know how he would figure out which kid it was from the gods. And he turned to the one god that he has a relationship with, the bad relationship, because apparently that's who you go to in times of trouble. So he called on Talon in a church of fire.
Hey, Talon, you fuck.
Hey, being on a first name basis sometimes means more than being on a good basis.
So he started it off with, so Talon, I know we're not on good terms here, but we gotta do this. And there wasn't any noticeable response. Then he decided to go, so Mayuri, Talon's not answering. And he actually had this weird like thing strike up in his head where he suddenly was thinking about how one of the kids kind of reminded him of Corvus. And he didn't really, he was like, well, I'll follow that up. I'm going to check that kid out first. So he asked the lady to, Miss Mother Emmon, to bring in the little boy. He was about 8 or 9, I believe. He was introduced as Albrecht. he was told that his parents one was taken away on a Hexenreich ship about 4 or 5 years ago when he was 4 years old. His mother died of consumption or something like that. She died of an illness, and he's been an orphan ever since. At that point is when Thaldir had the other shoe drop and found out that the child's last name was Adderlass. And he was like, "Oh man, this could have saved me so much time." And then he said, "This is the child. I must protect this child." Left them like another 12 gold, bringing the donation up to 25 gold. Wow, Sam kept track of the money, and then took the child and headed back to our ship after which on the way he bought clothing materials to make clothes. He brought leather. He bought various items that the child would need to be a member of the party. And then he walked the kid past RG. RG seemed pretty bemused about this. Got a little bit of it. He took him down to the Vardo and the ship, and the rest of us showed up. Gifton heavily inserted both feet into her mouth because she didn't know what was going on. And we cut off the session with a certain other Adderlass walking in to us saying, "How are you going to tell Corvus?" And I believe that's what we did.
Yes, well done. Take your little token of inspiration.
Inspiration. Yay.
Very nicely recapped. A lot happened last week, apparently. It did indeed.
Oh yeah,
So-
Corvus never found the kid. But he
Yeah,
was supposed to
seriously, Corvus chased out to the orphanage, but
yeah, no kid.
right. So, yes, as we left off, Corvus, you are standing there staring at the child that's your brother's eyes right there. And the rest of the party, you can see Corvus standing there staring at this kid.
I'm gonna casually wrap an arm around Care and lead him back into the Vardo.
You can hear Care go as you lead him
Cor-
away.
Corvus is going to be looking down at the kid. His hand is clutching his cane, and he's thinking quickly of what to do.
Corvus, I would like to introduce you to Albrecht Adderlass.
Hello.
Hello.
Albrecht, this is Corvus Adderlass.
Albert just nods slowly, staring fixedly at Corvus.
I believe he may be your uncle.
Yes.
You're Lewis's kinder?
Lewis was my father, yes.
Where is Lewis?
He is gone.
Gone? Traveling? He was a blacksmith. Blacksmith in training.
He was taken back to Hexenreich.
By force or willing?
By force.
If Corvus had glasses, he would probably take them off now, but he's rubbing the bridge of his nose.
It seems the two of you may have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. I have a lot to think about as well. Albrecht, what brings you to our group here? Why are you with the rest of them? What is going on?
He's in danger. I have promised to help him.
You've promised to help him.
Yes.
Out. Okay, that's very good on you. Well, welcome to the Tarnstead Trading Company, I suppose, young Adalas.
I will try not to get in the way, sir. And he actually gives this sort of little shadow bow.
I have a nephew. I has a nephew. Okay. Is this Vel? No, this is good. This is good, right? Um, um, uh, your where is your mother?
His face falls. She's dead, sir.
Your mother is dead, and Lewis is away in Hexenreich by not of his own volition. All right. Were you in the orphanage then? I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah. Why would you not be? Oh dear. Okay. Well, how I Corvus will kneel down to his, or kind of squat down and bend at the knees and sort of get down to his level. Well, Albrecht, I hope that Saudia, whatever trouble that you're in, we can protect you from that. And although I wasn't aware, it's happy to know that my brother had a son, and it's good to meet you. And I hope we can get to know each other better.
It's good to meet you as well. And he sort of shuffles on his feet a bit before sort of holding his hand out for a shake.
Corvus will set his cane down on the ground, take the boy's hand, and then slowly, if he wants to, bring him into a hug.
He lets you, but you feel
It's
that
awkward.
tense body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. As they hug awkwardly, we are going to rewind in time a bit and going back to one Carrick, departing from the
Yes.
group at the Elusive to go off on his own little quest. A murderous quest.
I am saving the world.
All right, so he's down
Tell
at the docks, Carrick, the northernmost dock here. You start heading back towards the buildings, walking along the shoreline. What would you like to do?
So I have a name, and
Yes,
I know
you
what
have
he
the
looks
name
like.
Beren Lartel. You know he's a human male, scruffy blonde hair. He's got a scar on his right cheek, and he's about mid-20s. And I will paste that name in for you right here.
Thank you, because I did not have my pen bookmark in the right spot. And that's the red pen.
I'll be back in a minute. People are yelling outside.
I am going to. I know he's still in town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing because I have not received any information otherwise. I am going to. I'm going to discreetly start poking around. Let's see if I can find. We have. So the yellow mark here
Is a tavern? Yep.
is to every. Because timeline. Shifty.
No one has been in there.
Okay, so we do not know of that being a tavern yet.
You've seen it and you know it's a tavern, but no one's
Okay.
been in.
Yeah, we never
Um,
bothered to go in there.
Actually, I'm going to. Where's the Vardor current?
The
Vardo.
The
I
Fardo
keep-
at the time you were doing was pretty much loaded onto the liquid asset up on the northern dock.
Am I allowed to get in there? Are they allowing us? Because
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to actually go in there, and I am going to actually check something real quick because I just want to see if I've got a skill that lets me get advantage before I roll this. I am going to use my disguise kit. Also,
oh my God.
while we were traveling, did anyone on the previous ship mainly be speaking any type of common outside of? Oh crud! I can never remember. We're in Barast,
Mhm.
correct? Is anyone speaking any of the
Common tongues
humans or
outside of
whatnot?
Barassin? No.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry to one of our party people because it sounds like I'm gonna since I travel with a Hexenriker all the time.
You're gonna
I'm pretty
emulate
sure
the
I've been
accent?
over time. Yep, I'm gonna sound like I'm from a Hexenreich, and I was just checking to see. Um, oh, I can do 2 checks. So, but I'm gonna use the disguise kit. What ability would you like me to use?
Right, so
for the
you are
check?
using this to just disguise yourself up, right?
Yep,
Yep,
I'm going
okay.
to disguise myself as a human, full
A human? Right. In that case,
that would be Hexenreich and Viking.
just go ahead and give me a straight roll with it, proficiency wise. You can use your. I'd say it's probably intelligence for this.
Okay, I can do that. Rolling. Not great.
Nope, that's not great. Okay, so you get your little sort of fake moustache on, a little askew.
I'm good since
Question.
I have a mirror.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Do
I'm
you
gonna
check
look at
and
this.
it
Yeah,
doesn't look good.
I don't know how this edition works. Since I know it's not good, I would prefer to try to redo it.
I will give you another attempt. If this is also bad,
No going back.
no.
Okay, and that was intelligence based. So rolling again. That one's far better.
Yes, much better. All right, you sort some stuff out. You do a bit better job of blending things in, and yeah, you actually look. You've got some of those distinct features of a Hexenreich native, and you think you're pretty good to go.
Okay. I am going to.
Oh, yeah, your Audi forgery kit. It's the same roll anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. I mean, I technically could do. That's actually was the other plan, was to forge documents to make sure I could do this without any problems.
If you get to the point where you're being asked for your documents, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, I know. So okay, I'm going to actually stow all of my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
all of my weapons,
Mm-hmm.
except for the rapier
Mm-hmm.
and the daggers in my sleeves and boot.
Okay.
I'm leaving my bow behind, and I am leaving. Let's see, keep that. I am leaving my backpack. Also, I am taking my bag of holding and my 2 pouches, my component and regular.
Okay.
So I am reducing the stuff I am carrying. At this point, do I have the gauntlets attuned?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to go and start carousing, so to speak, in the tavern, since it's As from where we could as we're out here, is there more docks down here on the south, or is it just where we are?
It's just up where you are. I said
Okay.
it is actually probably like a few small, little, tiny, bursts of little boats of shit, but nothing you'd call dock.
Okay. I'm gonna figure that if there's a sailor around, probably this is a good place to start.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start actually, just kind of listening, and if I get anything from listening that's going to be leads, I'm going to go from there. But for right now, I just want to see if I can get anything. He might be my major name here, so I might be able to catch him.
All right, so you sit in the tavern, giving a good listening on conversations. You don't pick up anything that sounds like a lead to you.
Okay.
You start to figure that if you want to find this man, you're probably going to have to be a little more aggressive in questioning.
Okay. What kind of place? Like, is this a well-to-do place? Like more of a rough and tumble tavern?
It's decently kept. It's not fancy. A lot of stuff is very worn down. But it's not. You're gonna get a dagger in the back. It's just. It's basic. It's worn down. But it's cozy.
Okay. Anyone in here seem to be on the little bit more rough side?
Give me a perception
General?
check.
Okay.
Nice.
There's my usual
Right,
rolls.
so you can't really tell in the sense of roughness. Something that does strike you is at a table there is a set of races that you did see aboard the Elusive. There's a couple of lizard folk, a drow, a duragar, they do stand out quite heavily in this room, and they're getting a few stares from some folks, but you notice a lot of regulars don't seem to be paying much mind to them.
I'm gonna actually kind of head on over towards them.
Mhm.
Is there any seats where they're sitting, or are they full?
They are full, and in fact, quite overfull. You notice the lizard folk are taking up a lot of space.
All that tail.
As you sort of come over, you see their chatter died down, and four sets of eyes are looking at you as each of them turns their head.
I'm gonna look. What type of check would it be to figure out what gender these are? Because I figured
General perception.
Okay.
Actually, for the lizard folk, I'll let you do a nature. Wow, okay. The one on the right is far larger than the one on the left, and you're seeing some features. You think that's a female?
Okay, so it's definitely mixed company then.
Yeah.
Didn't want to disturb you all, but I saw you coming off the elusive, not the evasive, right? Out of character.
It's the elusive, yes.
Elusive.
Now, are you using your Hexenreich accent?
I saw you come off the elusive.
In this case, no,
No? Okay.
because this is actually a group that may have actually spoken with already. So, I was wondering, do you all come to Roadville often?
Every few months, says the larger lizard folk.
Kind of looking around. Do you maybe all know a little bit, and kind of doing it a little quiet so that the tavern keeper isn't hearing a kind of rougher tavern than this?
It is the only tavern in town.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Why are you looking for a rougher tavern, boy? Says the Duragar.
Tend to be a little bit more interesting sometimes.
Interesting. What are you looking for? A fight, women?
No, it's more usually interesting to watch the fights. Usually not get involved.
Well, you're a little out of luck here. He keeps a pretty good order here, and he motions over to the barkeep. But that head motion, you see, it's not jabbing directly at the barkeep, rather the rifle mounted at the back of the bar.
Back of the door. Um, do you all know many other sailors from around this area?
We keep to ourselves, mostly.
Okay.
Are you looking for anyone in particular?
I am, actually. My father spoke very kindly for years of a friend of his out in this neck of the woods, and I was trying to see if he was still around. And since my group has already had some talks with part of your crew, I figured I might start asking with you all.
I do not recognize you.
Was I there?
Yeah, you were there.
Okay.
You're in disguise.
Oh yeah.
Good job being your context in disguise.
Yes, I know. Once in a while, the brain works. I try not to, if I'm going to the try to find the rougher taverns, to be seen as myself, to not sully my companions' good names. I'm one of the ones with the do the little. How tall is Gifted?
Like inch.
The little motion, the small one that was speaking with your captain.
Ah, you are one of those.
Yes.
Well, what can we do for you? The drow says.
Um.
You say you're looking for someone in particular?
Yes. Lartel. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. Lartel was his last name.
You see the drow chuckle, and the smaller lizard folk gives you a bit more of a fixed stare as the larger goes. Your father was friends with Lartel.
That's what I understand. I haven't seen my father in a. Wow, I am. It is. I apologize as being one of those long days. It's probably been over 10 years now since I've seen him. I was only a teenager back then.
The smaller lizard folk opens up his mouth and starts to say, well, you can find him, before the larger sort of moves her hand in front of him, cuts him off and goes, perhaps a drink will part our lips a little better.
Absolutely. Drink for all of you.
Top shelf, of course.
Of course.
Right. You're going to get them a drink?
Yes.
Right. Are you going to get top shelf?
Out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm guessing I have a pretty good idea of costs.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly how much would it cost?
The actual top shelf stuff in here, for just a glass each, it seems to be a very, very fine whiskey.
Okay.
Will run you a gold piece.
And how many of them are there?
There's 4 of them.
Okay.
The whole bottle would run you 25 gold pieces.
I will buy them an entire bottle.
You're gonna buy them an entire bottle?
Yep. I'm going to reach into my bag, and I'm going to pull out actually removing my gold from my list so I don't forget later. 2 plat
Mhm.
and 5 gold.
Okay. Barkeep will happily sell you the bottle. You need some glasses with that.
I don't have any glasses. We would appreciate some.
And he looks over at the table that you actually came from. It's not a large tavern, this, so pretty easy to see. And he basically, finger in each, gets out 5 little glasses, sets them down.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going to pick up all 5 because I know how to do this.
Right, you take them back to the table, and it's very hard to read the lizard's vocal expression simply because you're not entirely used to that facial structure.
AKA, they don't have lips.
Yeah, but the Drow and the Duragar certainly look quite pleased, even a little surprised by the bottle. And when you come over and set the glasses down, the larger lizard folk will take the bottle from you, and she actually pours out all 5 glasses and picks one up between 2 claws, raises it to you.
I will pick one up also and raise it up.
And now you get to see a lizard folk drink, which is a sight. It's basically the entire maw opens up, and you see so many sharp teeth as the glass is basically tossed back directly into the throat to empty it,
That's how you get drunk.
and is sat down once again. And,
No, that's how you lizard.
What you assume is a grin that she gives you does elicit a little bit of that primal fear. But she thumps the smaller lizard folk on the shoulder and goes, "He will show you where to go. As thanks for, well, the bottle."
You're very welcome. Enjoy it in good health.
Yes, and you can have more when you get back to the ship, she says to the her companion, who looks a little annoyed by this, but starts to get up and motions you to follow him.
We're going to do this as we're also going. Oh, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Haven't rolled that bad in a while, but
Right, so you're going to follow him along?
yes.
Right, so he starts to lead you along, immediately goes out to the tavern and dips down an alleyway, and you are essentially led towards the river, crossing the bridge. Nothing alarming about this scenario.
This is the river here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
As you cross over this smaller bridge.
Okay.
And as he's walking over the bridge with you, you see his sort of head turn back over his shoulder and goes, "So, why Bartel?"
Like I said, interesting meeting the man my father was friends with.
I hope your expectations are not too high.
Oh, why is that?
He is not all there.
Like, bar fight missing an ear type, not all there?
Never got over the sinking of his last ship.
Was he the captain?
No, he was the lookout.
Oh. Blames himself, in other words.
If only. If he blamed himself, others might forgive him.
Oh, what is his, sorry about that. What, caused the sinking of the ship?
Sirens, he claims. And there is a weird, throaty sound from the lizard as his tail thumps against the ground as he's walking, and you assume it's a bit of a laugh.
Would that be an Arcana or a Nature check?
Arcana.
Or Arcana?
Sirens are, well, they're actually as close to folklore as you get. They're not really thought of as being real.
Okay.
They are a sailor's story.
I've always heard those just to be stories.
Yes. Superstition. Find that a lot on these shores.
There are many places in the world that have many superstitions. Did you ever work with him?
No. Seen him many times, but no ship will take him.
I take it he lives here in Roadvale then?
If you call it living, yes.
How was he before?
I do not know. He was not remarkable before.
Okay. I will figure that the stories my father had were different because of that.
And he leads you down the bank on the side of the river.
Mhm.
And immediately towards the side of the river and at this waterfront, the houses here are a little more run down, a little more dilapidated. And as he gestures down towards them, you can see in the distance, you're familiar with what a prostitute looks like. The way they tend to hang about. And yeah, this is clearly a seedier district.
Okay.
You should find him over there. What coin he manages to get is quickly spent.
Okay. Thank you, sir. By any chance, could I catch your name?
No. And he sort
Okay.
of just gives a little head bob towards you. That didn't sound particularly nasty coming from him.
Just don't want to say it.
Yeah,
So straight.
it seems to be wanting to keep to himself, but he gives you a respectful little nod and just turns around and starts heading back.
Well, enjoy the whiskey when you get back.
Yes, thank you.
You are welcome.
Right. And there you are on the riverbank, heading into the O2.
So I may not have found a seedier tavern, but I sure found the seedy part of town.
Mm-hmm.
How bad?
You do want to actually watch your coin purse a bit better, more around here.
Okay. I am. Yeah. How about condition or the roads and the streets and stuff seem to be in the same condition? Or
The streets are
more
mostly
rundown?
those dirt, well, in this weather, a bit muddy paths.
okay.
Especially being so close to the water here, it's got that briny chill.
I am going to pull up. Pull my cloak a little tight, just kind of dealing with the wet and the cold type area. And I'm going to start kind of trying to look around a little bit, see if I can spot him before I.
Well, let's give you a chance to just outright spot him. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Maybe. There we go. Mouse didn't want to work. Perception. 14.
Okay, so you start wandering around, keeping your eye out for him. You do have to brush away a couple of solicitations as you're heading about. You're
I'm used to that.
it's
It's not this forward.
A group of children dressed in clearly looks like hand-me-downs, patched up clothing, sort of run past you laughing, and you feel that sort of bump against you, and instinctively you grasp your coin purse a bit tighter. You don't see him, but what you do hear is from a building over on the side of town. You do hear what sounds like raised argument between a male voice and a couple of female voices.
Um.
Can't quite make out what they're saying, but there's clearly noise.
I'm gonna start kind of wandering over that way. If I need to intercede, I might be able to get some information.
Yeah. As you start to head over there, the sound becomes a little clearer. You can hear one of the female voices saying, "Again, Lartel, you ran out last time without paying, so why do you think we're going to be letting you back in?" And now voice in return goes, "Oh, come on, I'm good for the coin, really, really. See, look, it's a full purse." And yeah, you come around and you do see a couple of women standing outside the door, arms crossed, staring down a figure that matches the description you were given. He looks quite a bit rougher for wear than you might have expected. That scruffy blonde hair is actually downright, miscut. It looks like he did try and sort of keep it in check at some point, but it's scruffy, various lengths. His clothing is hella beat up.
I'm gonna watch for a little bit.
And where'd you get that coin purse, Lartel? Did you work for it, or did you take it from someone? You know me, honest as anything. I would not take this. No, it's honest coin. And this little discussion seems to go on for a bit before he is actually just turned away. They head back inside, slam the door shut, and he starts hollering at the door angrily. And
I'm gonna. Sorry.
there is then a funk as that coin purse is thrown at the door. There's a fake metallic chink, but you pick up that noise of stone hitting wood.
I'm gonna kind of look around. What's all around the area here? Like people wise.
You can see a couple of people. There's another lady a few doors down. She's just putting some sheets up to hang. You can see a man sitting past her, just in a chair. Looks quite old. He's just smoking on a pipe.
What about alleyways around here?
Plenty.
Since I've been kind of traveling a little area now, how the alley's been mostly empty of people, or
Mostly they do get traffic. You've been past a few times going down them, but there are periods where they just seem to be completely empty.
okay. What kind of does he appear to be drunk?
No, he doesn't seem to be drunk. He looks disheveled, but
not inebriated.
or if he is inebriated, it's not so severely that it's affecting his movement or anything.
I'm gonna go to walk past him.
Okay.
And okay.
As you move on past him, you can hear that sort of cursing dying down, and you see him sort of kick at the mud a bit. And he doesn't seem to be paying you much mind.
As I get kind of close to him, I'm gonna kind of, I don't want to say double take because it sounds really cliche.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like take notice.
Oh, yeah.
And Baron?
Do I know you?
No, not me.
If you're after money, I haven't got it right now. But
No, I'm not after money. My father used to tell stories of you.
he gives you a little bit of a look, and you see his eyebrow quirk up. He goes, "Your father."
Yes, I've not seen him for a very long time, but I was passing through Roadvale here, and
How long
remembered
ago
the
was he telling stories of me?
Well, I was a teenager last I saw him. That was about 10 years ago, but it was before that.
Why is your father telling stories of a little boy then? You can't be much older than me.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 23.
Damn it. Should have found that part out beforehand.
I did give you the description of mid-20s.
Yes, you did.
That's not mid 20s. That's early 20s.
It's
Yeah,
mid-20s.
that's actually the
It's
same
mid.
age as Current.
Just say you're like 17.
I mean, at this point.
Stab him a lot in the face.
Is your father some kind of pervert?
No,
Yes.
not that I know of.
What is he then?
I was pretty good with his eyes.
What the hell are you talking about? Okay, what? So your father talking about what? A teenage boy? I don't know, maybe younger. He's good with his eyes. So, what is this?
I think,
If you want to do a deception check,
Deception.
you can do so, but with disadvantage, because man,
yeah.
that was a bad start.
You
Yes,
poor
it
boy.
was. Yes, it was. Thank God for high bonuses.
Oh wow!
So,
Look at that now. Okay, you may want to spin a little bit of a lie about father passing through. Maybe knew his father. It's a risky thing, but man, you're floundering right now. So
he spoke of you. He was friends with your father. I think he may have seen a bit of me in you.
oh right, right. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to call you old man a perv.
I mean, who knows? I haven't seen him in 10 years. Maybe he is now.
I'd drink to that, but a bit dry right now.
Where's the places to drink around here?
There's a tavern on the other side of the river, but I'm barred, so you can get
Any,
something from the one of the general stores that you're in.
I have no idea where any of them are. I just arrived.
Maybe I can
Arrived
take
here.
you to one. You can go in and we'll drink to absent fathers.
Sure.
And he grins a little bit and he starts to head off down the road. Not particularly far. You see him walk up to a building over here.
Okay.
And it's definitely what you call a general store. Doesn't seem particularly fancy, especially compared to some of the towns you've been in.
Mm-hmm.
But he just sort of leans up against the wall and gestures for you to go in.
I'm gonna head inside.
Yeah.
And by the way, this whole time I am doing the Hexenray.
Okay. And can you do a good German accent, Blackie?
Can I do a good
Mhm,
German
mhm.
accent? No, I can
Oh,
barely
actually,
do
can you
any
do a
better.
bad one? That's what I really want to hear.
I probably can't do any because that's actually one of the ones I don't think I can even come up with off the top of my head.
You can do it. I believe.
Yeah, you head on in, and this is not a fancy place. Not a lot of selection, but you can indeed get a bottle of ale off the shelf for a few copper pieces. Say 5 copper.
Oh, when you say a bottle of ale,
Your good old fashioned size bottle.
a growler.
Yeah.
okay. I'm just making sure this isn't like current bottle.
No, this
like,
isn't a bottle of
for one
Heineken.
person.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so 5 copper. I will-
Yep.
You basically got a jug.
You had
with
some real
the
cheap
X's
swill.
on it.
Yep. Probably have had some of this in my lifetime. Okay, I'm gonna toss the coppers down.
And then you head on back out with the bottle.
Yes.
And he looks very pleased to see that. He goes, "Right, what's your name then?" And as he's asking that, he's holding his hand out as if, here, bottle.
I'm gonna hand over the bottle to him.
And he pops it open and just takes a swig straight from it as he's waiting for you to answer. Yeah, it's not fun, is it?
No, it's not. That's why I gave you the cards. And I even gave my copy to someone else. So it makes it even harder. Did you say Corvus?
Heard that.
I thought that's what you said.
It's what I did.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong.
Nope.
You should say my name's Assassin. Oh wait, no.
All right, just cough really loudly into your...
A common Hexenreich
Albert.
name, and
Albert.
Albert Weiss. There you go. That's a common Hexenreich name.
Albrecht Otterlach.
Wow, that kid's really getting out there.
Say, we just start using the kid's name. It's fine. No one will think the kid did it.
So you say Albert Weiss,
Yes.
and he pours a sort of mid swig, and then loads a bottle, and actually he holds it back out to you. Albert Weiss, you're one of those Hexenreichers.
Yes. My mother was.
You should watch yourself around here. Hexenreichers have a tendency to go missing.
It's a good thing to know. Gonna start kind of walking with him
Okay,
a little bit.
you're gonna guide him.
Yep. So, what else is around this little town here?
Well, nothing much. You got your lovely church over there with your holy and priesthood. You got the orphanage where they take in those poor downtrodden little tots. Otherwise, it's just sailors and dock workers and everybody being miserable.
Kind of how life tends to be in many places.
Isn't it just?
Yes, very much so. How hard is I'm guessing this isn't the hit you hard stuff.
No,
guessing.
it's. You
heading
feel if
back
you
on-
actually finish most of the bottle, it might start to hit you, but
That's I'll be honest, I'm not taking a whole lot out of
yeah,
it.
you're putting it to your lips, doing the sort of I'm drinking, but not doing a lot.
Yep.
He does not seem to notice.
I've had a pretty good feeling he would. Where do you live here?
Yeah, well, wherever I can. Currently, he sort of motions towards the north of town. I'm staying in a shed.
I like to think it's the shed right here. Right behind the last building as you go kind of northeast. I am bleeding. Great.
What?
I'm bleeding. Yeah. Happens.
Don't do that. Mrs. Doherty's putting me up for in exchange for chores.
Is that the one of those holier than thou ones you were speaking of?
Yeah, she's a little holier than thou, but I ain't gonna speak ill of her. She's putting me up.
That's a good one. Always good to have someone who will try.
Not like those whores, he says, gesturing back over his shoulder. Holier than thou without, any reason to be. Imagine selling your body and then trying to pretend you're better than somebody. Better than me.
Hard to imagine. I'm sorry. Especially knowing just how Carrick is. It's just like.
Right, so you're able to lead him where you please. He does not seem to particularly care where he is as long as he's getting to drink. And he seems to enjoy having somebody to, commiserate with.
Since I'm kind of able to watch him and everything, what kind of condition is he in?
He is somewhat skinny. He's not to the point of being completely malnourished, but you can tell he probably doesn't eat too well.
Okay.
He has a slight limp, not enough to affect his mobility, but you can tell it's there.
Okay.
Teeth aren't in that great a condition. He generally looks poor, downtrodden.
Does he look relatively strong? Like obviously you can't tell.
Give me a insight check.
Okay.
All right. You can tell that he did have that sort of wiry musculature. Even though he's skinny, you can see a slight, musculature under his skin. But he definitely looks. It looks like it's gone to waste.
Okay.
Even just the way he's moving, you suspect he might be having some joint issues. You suspect that, he doesn't look particularly strong. Looks like he might have once been.
Does he have scurvy? Somehow. Even though he's not out in the ocean.
No, he does not have scurvy. He does keep scratching his crotch every now and then.
Not going anywhere near that area.
Just get Corvus to look at it.
We must amputate. At this. That'd be the quick way. How far through the bottle have you gotten?
You've been walking around for a while. I'd say the bottle's about halfway done.
Okay.
Giving him his last meal.
I'm sorry, it's not Guinness. That ain't a meal. No, I'm hoping it'll help me deal with him if he finishes it. Oh, good.
Well, he does. At one point, he puts his sort of arms over his shoulders, and he goes, "Oh, so what about you? You have a good time with your old man? Where's he now?"
Last I heard, he was on. Could you flip to the map for me?
I
The big
can
map,
flip to the map for you.
because I'm trying to remember. I don't think there's there's a whole lot. I think we're just. Gosh, we are. There.
Eric's being so honest with this guy, while also lying to him.
I mean, he's last I heard a couple years ago. He's somewhere down over by like Southwest Heim or something like that.
Well, you have to see him. You coming from there? What are you doing? What?
Nah, going south, going up to the capital.
You're going up to the capital?
Yeah, seeing if I can find some work up there.
Yeah, be hard pressed, but good luck to you. You get on a boat.
Eventually, I haven't. I'm with a couple of the people, so we're kind of waiting for them to yell and say we're ready to go. They tend to be the.
What ship you sailing off on?
I was not told. They're the ones that do all that planning and stuff.
Kept in the dark.
Yeah, pretty much.
He laughs a bit, and you see him taking a deeper swig of the bottle.
I figure I think they figure I'm gonna order some cow or something and make it show up on the ship or something.
You good for your passage? You good for coin?
Yes, yeah, we've got that all taken care of.
And then he grins at you. Goes, I don't suppose I could borrow some. I'd pay you back next time you came through.
Where is my thing? I am going to reach into my regular pouch. I'm actually removing this number. I am bad at mathing, by the way. I have to read math those.
Use your fingers.
No, the gold I have listed on here is the wrong total because I missed numbers. So 9 plus 3. Got my numbers, I just didn't have them on both sheets. I'm gonna pull out 2 gold. And I'm going to hand him 2 gold.
He actually looks momentarily surprised that you actually agreed to this, but he'll take the copies from you, and he quickly pockets them and sort of races one look at. You're a real good lad, you are. Right. Oh, thank you very much. You find me next time you come through Roadvale, and I'll have it for you. He says, sort of pursing his lips and putting the bottle back to them.
Losing money, technically. I'm gonna keep around. So, what was the problem with the ladies there?
A misunderstanding. I was late for some work, and I left in a hurry, and they must have misplaced the coin that I'd left for them.
Ah, well, I've heard of women doing that before.
It just their minds they just don't work as good as ours. You see,
She seemed to get a little bit more
tipsy,
fuzzy
yes.
around the edge.
Yeah, and
as
as you're
you've
sort of
been
walking
walking
along,
Mhm.
he does actually pause momentarily and glance around and goes, "What the fuck are we?"
So how I'm gonna? I was my next question should be, what's the conditions been lately that we've been in these alleys and stuff walking through?
You've actually led him into a rather remote area. I'll say you basically followed the silence.
Am I able to get a drop on him?
Yeah, he's he's just looking around, not paying much mind to you, trying to get his bearings.
Okay. So what all does that give me on the attack?
You'll have advantage.
Okay.
I'll say this is a surprise.
Okay. Okay. So I make sure I click the correct weapon because I've got a bunch of them. We are rapiering. Advantage.
Okay. All right.
Damn it! So close to that crit.
All right. Roll your damage and your sneak attack. All right, how would you like to do this?
Sneak attack. Um.
Slit his throat so he can't scream.
I'm going to do a silent, not a silent, but whispered. I'm sorry for this, and drive it through the throat.
Oh, okay. All right. You doing this from behind, or are you doing this from the front, the side?
Yeah. So actually, it wouldn't be through the throat because I do.
I mean, you can do it through the back of the neck.
I have a 19 strength now, so actually, I probably could go through that.
You have
Yeah.
a night.
I have gauntlets of ogre strength.
You took the time to actually.
Attune to him. Yeah,
Took the
I was
hour,
saying
yeah.
while he's doing his
He's had
makeup.
time.
Yeah.
So
Good.
yeah.
So through the back of the neck, out through the throat.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Oh,
So you're doing the Corvo treatment.
Yeah. So you do that. It goes in far easier than it ever has before, with a bit more force. You hear the crunch of bone, and then you hear him gurgle as his body seems to convulse and he loses his footing. And he slumps down and he can't seem to move, and you can just see his eyes staring up at you as blood gushes from his throat, and he gurgles, his eyes darting about frantically.
I'm gonna end it. I'm not gonna let him bleed out.
All right.
I may be being cruel at this,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be that cruel.
So you do a mercy kill.
Yes.
Yeah. And you quickly end his life.
Now the question: do I leave the body, or do I figure out a way to dispose of this?
Give me an intelligence roll.
How hot does Green Flame Blade really burn?
It'd probably take you a while to burn him up with that. If you would like, give me an intelligence check.
Just check.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have a great int score. 19.
Rapier hit might look a little specific and suspicious. However, if you took out a dagger and started just messing his body up, it would probably just look like a general mugging.
Okay, well, first, I am going to Presty the rapier clean, and then I'm going to take one of the regular daggers out of my. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I don't see anyone around before I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, gonna
you're clear.
Yeah, get to work on the body. And I'm also going to, because making it look like a mug, I'm going to check him.
Yep. Okay. Yep. You find the 2 gold pieces he gave him. You turn out his pockets, leaving them rather deliberately turned out, and they seem to be empty. You have that little coin purse that you pick back up, which seems to have 3 copper pieces and some rocks in it to make it look fuller than it is. And apart from the bottle, that's it.
I'm putting those 2 golds, the gold and the copper aside.
Mhm.
Like, I'm taking them,
Yeah.
but I am not keeping them with my main things.
Okay.
Out of character, that can be thrown in the ocean, because it's at least something I can give to him.
You might want to take his shoes.
I mean, are they quality shoes? I mean,
They're not quality, but they don't have holes in them, which is a thing.
They're shoes.
That is
Totally.
certainly a quality.
should totally plant the money and the shoes inside the brothel.
Can if you want.
No, I'm not that evil. And I am again going to apologize to him for this and take a different route back out. And after I get a little ways away,
Mhm.
as long as there's not people,
Mhm.
it's, what is the exact wording on Presty? It may be a call on you. If I can use that to remove my makeup.
I'd say you could.
Okay. So once I get a little ways away,
You
I'm going to.
get your appearance back.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You get some ways away.
Check your hand.
Yeah. Do you look at your hand?
I will.
That mark from the deal seems to be fading.
Now, here's the question, because I may have thought about this before. Was it at all fading after the first handoff?
It was fading. It is now
Okay.
seeming to
Fading
fade
a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious if it was a general or a exact. So, okay, Carrick has a lot to do, a lot of karma to get back now.
You're gonna make your way back to the ship.
Unless, because out of character, I don't know if there was any specific place we're supposed to meet. If there is not, yes, I will head back to
there's
the
the
ship.
Right. You head on back to the ship.
Oh, I am also pressing the dagger afterwards, so
Okay,
that's not
good-
blood covered
good move.
either.
Right. You head on back to the ship, and as timelines realign, you come on board and are directed down to the hold where most of your folks seem to be. And as you're walking in, you can hear some awkwardly stilted conversation between Corvus and a young boy. It sounds like. Look, everybody, Carrick's back.
Turns out your dad wasn't the only possible pervert.
And yeah, you come around the corner, and boy, that kid looks a lot like Corvus.
How old is, out of character, because this has probably roughly come up, how old is Corvus? Is he like my age?
No, he's older.
Like a lot older, or
32.
Okay, so sizable. How old does the kid appear to be?
About 8 or 9.
Definitely young enough to be his kid.
When did you have a son, Corvus?
No, no. Mein Bruder. This is Albrecht, my brother's son.
You can hear Archie laughing from around the back
That
of the barrel.
makes more sense, because I thought you were going to say he was your brother then, and I was like, that's a little young.
Carrick, the child actually turns to you and gives you a sort of quick shallow bow.
Albrecht, this is
I'm going to
Carrick Marsk.
I'm going to return the bow. Hello.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is nice to meet you as well, sir.
Oh, no need to call me sir.
Yes, of course.
So,
Yes.
what happened?
I think Saudia has most of the explanation on this one. Why don't, Albrecht, why don't we see if we can arrange something for you in Nevada? Yes?
He actually glances at you, Valdir.
We have rooms.
Oh, we do.
Since we're in here
Excellent.
and he's in front, how his clothes look, by the way?
Worn down. They are very much hand-me-downs. Some are too big for him.
Are they
patched.
ripped, torn?
They are ripped but patched up. There are definitely sewn in patches.
So nothing I can Prestige
No.
to look a little bit better. Okay. Not Prestige, mending. Sorry.
Yeah. It's basically old clothes that have been kept as best as they can be.
Has Gifton met him yet?
They've all have.
Oh, Valdir?
Yes.
Caspia starts rummaging through her bag. I found this, and I think this might be good for you. And she kind of just underhand tosses a light hammer to Valdir.
And somehow it breaks the stained
Yeah, crash over a window.
Oh, thank you.
No, that only happens the other way around.
Is that the magic hammer?
That is the magic hammer.
Okay.
Let me look around.
They kept
out
saying
of-
it was plus und. I have
Wait,
no
there's
idea
hex-
what that means.
Ein.
Wait, there's.
Why would
other
you have a
hexagrams
hexagon
around
like
here?
definition?
Und is and. Eind is one.
They were trying to speak French. Not...
Out of character, was I remember somebody saying something about translating. Was any of that told to me at all yet, or is that already been taken care of? Or...
You translated it, so you would know.
Okay, so I was just making sure that that was taken
Yes.
care of and didn't need to be still be taken care of. So okay, Carrick's gonna.
Oh, the sword.
Yeah, the other
Yes.
half of it hasn't been translated
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, I was just say out of character. I thought there was something I needed to translate for
You
someone.
knew she was cleaning it, but
Okay,
she only,
so I don't know about the
you only had
translate.
to look at one side,
Okay,
and the other side was getting cleaned.
okay. Carrick's just gonna walk over and just kind of drop.
I like to think
Onto
Ellie's
his
nice
bed.
because my joke was that bad.
It's great.
Yeah.
Carrick just kind of drops on his bed.
It's a long day for you.
Let's just say I'm done in Roadville.
I see.
I have to.
Well, when are we shipping out, I suppose, then?
Do we have any supplies we need? I don't know how far and what they've. If we need to do supplies for the ship for our part of the passage. Did anyone check with the crew?
I mean, out of character, I did give Cassie like 5 gold to get us food stuff. I hope she bought things.
Was I there when you did that? Like, in character.
I bought
It was really
5
hard.
gold worth of food, and I brought it back.
Okay, so I'm going to
Unfortunately-
consist with.
Cassie bought food that she thought was good, so there were pickled eggs, and Mingus is
fine.
really unhappy.
That character, that question is staying in character because then at that point I don't actually know that stuff's good. So
Cass says, I bought stuff, and she starts piling various bags and whatnot down.
Okay.
Various foodstuffs.
Yeah, you
I
could,
like to think that there's a bag of
you could
pickled
have
eggs.
acquired enough non-perishable stuff to last the journey easily.
Okay,
Cass is dense. Cass is not dumb.
I'm gonna walk over to Thaldir and kind of talk low. Is Corvus's nephew coming with us?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to check to make sure I don't say something stupid.
I don't intend to leave him anywhere.
Okay. That's fine. Out of character, because I haven't heard mention of them. Are the goblins around?
Yes, I was actually about to say, you do actually see the goblins starting to go up to Albrecht. They seem to be holding a bowl. One of them's offering up a bowl to him, the other is offering up a little mug. And Albrecht is looking at them a little wide-eyed.
It's okay, boy.
They
It's
are.
only alcohol.
Good foods. Good foods. We make good foods. Yes. And
Might be a little salty.
the bowl is actually pushed into his hands, and the cup is for some reason set down at his feet by Kex. And Albrecht gives them a nervous but thankful smile, and starts to slowly eat. Looks like they've actually made him up a little porridge.
One random candle. I was looking to see if I had a couple things in my bags.
Also, I will note, you guys did not have any stuff to make porridge with.
Right.
Question.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Where'd you get the stuff to make that?
Bag.
What bag?
Bag. And she points off towards a pile of boxes and bags a little distance from the fire door.
You might want to hold off on eating that.
What is that?
Albrecht pauses.
Like out of character? I'm asking out of character. Is that like
It looks like a bag
ship
of oats.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the ship stuff.
Or it's the feedback for the horses.
No, this looks like actual ship supplies.
We might want to replace that.
Probably a good idea.
I'm gonna check. Is what we have that Cassie was amazing enough to get? It's going to be stuff we can actually eat. It's not going to be like unusual things that we're gonna have to figure out how to feed the kid, right? Okay, because that right now is my biggest worry, is that we're gonna have to feed a kid who knows what.
Most of what Cass managed to get was some hardtack biscuits, some pickled eggs, some smoked herring, cheeses.
Any like jerky type stuff, like dried meat.
Yeah, the herring.
Yes.
Okay, so dried fish then.
Yeah.
So I was talking more like land goers.
No, not. Cass found that there wasn't a great supply of non-fish meat in this town.
There was nothing really terrestrial in town.
You did note, trying, as you came into town, you can't see super far because horizons are a thing, but you didn't see any farms around this town.
Yeah, and they must get everything in. Let's see if we can replace the oats so the ship doesn't want to kick us off.
I will go ahead and take care of that.
I'm gonna kind of look around. Also, do we have the whole party here?
Yes.
Like Karen, them also.
Karen and Gifton are in the Fardo, but they are around.
Okay.
We are
Yeah.
in the cabinet in the
You
Vernon.
can hear the occasional meep of dingus, which indicates that they're probably here.
We adjourned away because Gifton realized how far she shoved her foot up her mouth, and
It had to be
decided-
extracted.
and then saw that Corvus needed to have a moment and was like, "I will adjourn away."
I'm because Carrick's in a very different mood right now than usual. Carrick's gonna go and knock.
Ah!
Boom, boom.
He's doing it carefully. He knows how he
It's
gets
still
loud.
loud. Hello?
Hi, Gifton.
Hey, what's up?
So I understand we have a new visitor with us for an extended
Yeah.
period. Do you have the cloth to make him new clothes?
I can check. I didn't buy a lot of extra. I
Out
just
there bought some.
got enough to. I don't know that.
Oh,
I just got enough. I mean, if we have time, I guess I could try to run out and go get some cloth. And does he need boots or anything?
I don't know. I just know his clothes weren't in the best of shape,
Yeah.
and you're our primary clothes person maker. So
Corvus want me to do that? Because I mean,
I
it's
can ask.
okay. Well, I'll go out. If you want to.
Well, we should probably see what we've got, because
All right.
don't we have an out of character? Do we know Cassie did tailoring?
You know she's
Yeah,
doing a
she's
lot
been
of
I mean,
knitting
in
here.
character, I
scarves.
should say.
Knitting, yeah.
Okay. Cassie's been doing all that knitting. Maybe she has some, or we could trade with
If
the
he's
ship.
staying
Maybe.
with us, is he gonna stay up in the proper rooms with you folks?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm done here, so I'm not exactly in the best
Are
condition.
you okay?
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about it?
not really.
Okay. I still think you're a good person, Carrick.
Was that in question?
No,
It's
he's actually
because
gonna
you're very deluded.
kind of look down and just go. I'll be honest, having talked to him for quite a while, he wasn't unfortunately in a great place here.
Oh.
So
Maybe later if you want, you and me can pray to him more that he finds peace.
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay. We can do it together privately when everybody else is gone, okay?
Yeah, I also need to make sure Grandma knows so she doesn't like attack the
Oh,
village while we're gone.
you should be talking to Grandma more often anyway. She loves you.
Yeah, but I'm
Corvus.
also a little worried on a ship because I don't know if I'd be like rocking side to side for her.
Oh, I'm sure she has a way to handle that. She probably
Just imagine she has a little tracking knob on her scrying pool.
But you should get a hold of her before we go.
As you are talking to each other, everybody give me a perception check.
Oh God, I don't like that. I don't like that thing's gonna burn. Right? No, she has acid, not fire.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well done, Claudia.
Victory.
Corvus is turning back, yelling, "Is there anything else I'll get? I'm gonna get some more oats."
There might be.
We
Those
should
that
get
have a
some cloth.
15 or over, there is
Yeah.
an odd sound coming from above deck. A sort of strange, pulsing, thrumming noise that is ever so gradually increasing in volume.
What the hell is that?
That doesn't
sound-
sound good. Doesn't sound like
Hey,
sailing.
Carrick, I'm gonna go with you. Dingus, stay down here in case Carrick needs a ride, okay?
That's very good. There's something up above.
Yeah. And
Boy,
I'm
get
gonna
in the
go run
Vardo.
out and see if Carrick
yes,
Carrick will
yes,
pick
sir.
me up real quick.
And
Care.
yeah,
Corvus,
Watch the boy.
I will.
And
Corvus is
Cass
heading
going
up
to drop
to the deck, so he'll
Cass is
probably
going
be
to-
the first.
Heading
Cass is
up.
going to move out of the Vardo and lower the door. And as she does, she's going to toss in a javelin. Kid, if something comes down here, poke this through the door.
I just like the wording. I'm just
Unfortunately, he just
imagining
tossed
toss-
his
yeah.
javelin. The boy is bitten pale, lying there.
Completed your job for you,
ma'am.
Corvus.
Oh God, you need harpoons.
You're leaving a spirit can even lift the fucking thing.
Actually, it's a really good weapon to give a child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pokey.
Keep
Very
your
easy to
distance
use.
away.
Yeah. So
No, using batter's a club.
you're heading top deck.
Yep. I'm
Yes.
gonna ride Carrick on the way up. 'Cause
Okay.
I think that's smart. And
Right.
then we're leaving Care and Dingus down there to guard the boy.
Yep.
And-
And Kex and ES will also
Yep.
guard the child.
Goes. Have we given them weapons? They had weapons.
Soon the
I-
NPCs
they
will
have-
outnumber the players.
They actually should have a pair of iron daggers right now.
They have
but I
they actually have steel daggers. They have a pair of iron daggers, and they have their bows.
Okay, I was making sure they because it would really suck if they were armed.
They're actually surprisingly well outfitted.
That's good.
Um,
Okay.
Right, so you all head top deck. As you get up onto the top deck, that sound is getting louder and louder and louder, and you can actually see sailors gawking and pointing up into the sky.
Okay.
as coming from the distance, not quite overhead yet, but visible, is a large construct of steel and wood. You can see a strange circle made of this steel around this. It's almost boxish in shape, but it's that boxish going into nice curves and such. It's well built, as you see a gigantic airship coming overhead.
Which way is it coming?
It looks
from?
like it is heading from Winden down towards
Sadur.
Sadur. Actually, not Winden. It is actually coming from your sort of north east.
Okay. As just because I'm guessing most those of us who pretty much grew up around Tarnstead and
Never seen this
such
before.
have never seen these.
No.
But we probably know that, hey, this is an airship type thing, but we
It
never
looks like a
actually seen
ship,
one.
and it's in the air.
Air.
Um,
So we've probably heard the term, like
yeah.
airship. Okay.
That ring around its center is sort of rotating slowly, and you can see a fake glow coming from it. And there seem to be four. You'd call them engines, but both your characters would have that concept.
Is this out of character like the Eberron ones?
Vaguely, a little less style, a little less sort of fanciful, a lot more boxish, a lot more practical.
Okay. I just want
Allie,
Um,
I'm gonna be honest here. Every time you had mentioned airships prior, I had always imagined the air pirates from Tailspin airship.
I don't know what that is.
say that was the thing over there.
Treasure Planet airship.
Oh, no.
I was honestly hoping it was gonna be balloons.
I was picturing
Just zeppelins.
stuff, yeah.
No,
Just a
like
ship with a big fucking balloon
air
attached.
elementals or something like
Yeah.
that.
I just remember the Eberron ones are like fire elementals for some reason.
Combustion.
Yep.
Yep.
No, I was actually imagining more like not
if you guys ever come across an old airship, it'll be air elementals and balloons and shit.
I'm sorry, just imagine. Okay, elemental blow. Sorry.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but
It's
no,
so weird.
this looks like basically if you had put a old air carrier into the air.
Is that an airship?
But yeah, that's the funniest looking griffin I've ever seen.
Point.
I would guess so.
I mean, it's a ship in the.
Wow.
And it is very quickly going overhead, and soon enough it is moving away from you all.
Well, I guess that's going to
Sure.
stir.
I think they're gonna beat us.
Well, it will probably take a while, so yes.
Well, I'm gonna get some oats now.
Oh, we should get some cloth and some leather.
Oh,
Um,
what for?
Carrick said that I should make some clothes and some boots for the kid.
I picked up some of that. It's in my room.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna make it found here?
I was meaning to ask you about that. We just didn't have time.
I went ahead. I figured it'd be see if she had any, but it's good to see that you picked some up. Out of character, I just spent a shit ton of money. I mean,
He's gonna handle Albrecht and Cuthwaite.
Probably the same way that we're gonna handle any of the other things in Cuthwaite.
Dangerously?
RG just looks at Aldir and slowly pulls a knife questioningly.
Not that way.
Not stabbing the boy.
I've sworn to protect the boy, and that's what I intend to do. I don't trust any other place we can leave him.
and I've seen enough stabbing for the day.
Yeah. Alright, well, Cassie?
Hmm?
Yeah, you you do really nice work. How about how much cloth did you get? How many outfits, Thaldir?
I accidentally closed that file.
Oh, Ali,
Mhm.
quick question. Did that airship have any sort of banners hanging off of it denoting
No,
any units that were on it?
no banners, no.
Okay. Even though out of character, I have a feeling I know who's on that ship.
You see a centaur waving.
I bought 1 outfit worth of linen, 2 outfits worth of cotton, and leather for boots.
Okay. Cassie, do you want to start on one of the outfits, and I'll start on a set of boots?
Okay, I can.
That way we can get the work done. Cause I could probably make a set of boots in a day, and you could probably get an outfit or 2 done. And then I can take over after that if you don't want to do the rest of them.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Of course, that's what we do.
How much for
You
a bag
okay
of
with
oats?
this, Cassie? You're a very competent tailor, you know.
I know how to knit.
You're competent.
Wait, was that competent or confident?
Competent.
Competent. Very
Definitely
competent.
the first
I'm
one.
trying to encourage her that she can sew.
I know. I was out of character asking, not in character.
I'm like you're quite good, Cassie. You don't have to.
Cassie makes the first ugly sweater.
As you're all
I'm waiting for that one to come up, and it's just going to be this horrible sweater that everyone wants to buy because it's just that horrific.
as you're all sort of standing on the deck talking amongst each other, you hear footsteps approaching you as the captain comes down. She hollers at a few of her men to actually get back to work before going over to your group and going, that's quite a sight, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
should be
is.
2 of them going.
Oh, I heard that one's already been overhead.
Oh wow, they are fast, aren't they?
Very speedy. Speaking of speed, we should be making haste, and as you're all standing around here talking, I assume you're good to go.
Corvus is off the ship.
We
Corvus
are.
just ran off to go buy something to replace. There was an accident, and somebody thought that we had oatmeal.
What do you mean an accident?
Someone got into the supplies downstairs.
One of our assistant cooks thought that the oats that were down there were ones we could use, and we told them, no, you're not supposed to be able to, and so we're replacing.
She pinches her brow a bit and goes, well, I appreciate the gesture. Yes, do make sure they don't do that any further.
It's
We already-
on the last ship. Everything that we brought on was ours, and we just had the bags piled up, and they thought that was the same thing again.
We will make sure that is all taken care of.
Well, no harm, no foul. Once he has these replacement oats, are you good to go then?
Yes.
Yep.
I believe we are.
We have nothing else to do.
Right, I'm officially saying none of you can leave the ship.
Okay.
Stay here. Let him come back.
Okay.
She looks amongst you all for a second, nodding as if like we all understand. Yes.
I'm gonna go down below and start working on those boots. I feel like all I do is make boots on boats. What is up with that?
Boots on boats on boots on.
You're really good at it.
You're a cobbler.
Yeah, I cobble and I tailor, and I can also do minor repairs if you got anything broken or worn.
She doesn't do windows.
Might have some.
I do magical healing, magical repairs, and I can craft.
Might have some paid work for you then. Okay.
Paperwork?
No, paid work.
Paid work.
Oh.
Yes, paperwork would be his thing.
Oh, okay.
Who's
Very
he?
confused.
Which he?
You.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Alright,
guess
well,
so.
I'm gonna toddle off downstairs the long way.
Okay. Right. Corvus,
Yep.
you gotta go buy some oats.
Buying the general store, buying a sack of oats.
Yeah, that's easy enough. A couple of silver pieces.
All right. He is also constantly mumbling to himself. blowing off steam, I suppose.
What is he mumbling?
Raz kid, Raz stupid
Pretty
gentleman.
much, yeah.
Raz and Thaldir, Raz Angel.
I will give an overview of what he's contemplating. Basically, why did the kid have to be a relation of mine? Is this even what I'm supposed to do, or is this a stupid test by the gentleman? What meaning did it have with the gentleman to kill a kid? Is it somebody tied with his brother, with what he did, or what he
This is your internal monologue going nuts right now, right?
It's Corvus just thinking of every possibility.
I like that you're thinking about this, because as you're making your way back, carrying this sack of oats over your shoulder, you almost have to do a double take as you walk by an alleyway, and then you pause, and it's like, wait, I just saw somebody standing there. And yeah, you glance over, and there is the younger gentleman that you'd met last time, just standing there, leaning on his own cane. And he just goes, "So, you're taking the boy with you?"
It appears so. Not of my decision. Do you know it was of my family?
He just smiles a little bit. "So, what are you going to do about this?"
He's going to drop the sack down to the ground. He asked me to kill a kid. Fine, I was going to do that, yes. For what reasons, I do not know. It's my own... Don't know the kid, but it's my brother's kid, and my brother's wrapped up in something that's tied to me, tied to whatever happened with my father. Then maybe I can fix this and the boy still lives. If not, tell me what reason this kid has to die.
You ask a lot of questions and you're making a lot of demands. Quite simply, make sure that child does not set foot in Colthwaite.
Beautiful.
You have until then.
Make sure the boy doesn't step foot in Colthwaite.
Does this mean you leave him on the boat?
And I mean permanently make sure. I'm telling you to kill him before you reach Colthwaite. Do you understand me?
Say no, he's not speaking the proper accent.
Yes, I understand.
Now stab him a bunch in the face.
Yeah, use a dagger.
I mean, if you don't think you can do this, then you should just tell me now.
When I took this, it was to fix the ways of those who were corrupt, to fix the errors of those of higher power, or at least that's what the other one said. Yeah. I think a lot, and maybe that is a problem, but why? Why must the kid die before Cutway?
Have you ever heard that old tale of the hawk who flaps his wings and it creates a tempest that's many, many miles and leagues away could destroy a town?
Yeah, sure.
Small offense, seemingly unrelated and insignificant, can have much greater repercussions. We want the boy dead. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
We'll pick up the sack, folks.
Beat him with it.
I was actually hoping you should say he dropped it on
And he sort of reaches up, he tips his hat to you and goes, "Oh, have a fun time. We'll be in touch. Don't let us down now." and he starts to walk away down the alley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him go, Corvus.
Yeah.
Okay. One day, Corvus will follow one of these fuckers and be like, "Where the fuck do you go?"
I've tried. They disappear.
Yeah, one of these days you'll properly follow them and you'll know where they go.
It's almost like they're using magic.
Yeah.
Those hypocritical bastards.
Yes, they take a hypocritical
no,
oath,
that's-
you see.
I was just saying that's, and I can't remember the proper
Ha
word there.
ha ha ha.
Alright, so you're gonna head back to the vault, Corvus?
Corvus is going to watch him walk down the alley
Mhm.
before turning on his heel and walking back to the boat with the sack.
Okay.
Which is
Right.
somehow not full.
So, about half hour after Corvus left, he returns with a sack of vaults, which are taken from him by a couple of crewmen, and put down in the hold.
So out of character,
Mhm.
I guess it'd be just, are the other oats ours now technically?
Probably.
Okay. So now we have oats.
We kind of just replaced them, so there are
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring, but it was just more of a.
And
Also-
I assume the bag
There's
of
a
oats
food
that was
conversation
used
going on with the
was not all of them. So they open
No.
up a bag,
They,
took some
they,
out.
they took like a fucking handful to make a
Yeah.
bowl of porridge.
Somebody
he-
decided we should replace the bag, so
And we just have a bag, so the open bag can be used by us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we have oats. I'm making so many oat
And this is
meal cookies.
a large bag, by the way.
Yeah.
This is like we're feeding a crew of 50 size bag.
And the plus side, oats last quite a while.
They do.
So,
Yeah.
so this will help us for more than just this trip.
Oh, you know who's going to be happy about this?
Cassiopeia.
You?
Because you're a horse.
Oh,
I don't know.
turned racist.
That's questionable about Klopp because I mean, have we seen him eat oats? Yeah, we have. I guess we have.
I'm gonna be busying myself making boots.
Right. And Cassie, you're going to work on the outfit?
Yeah.
Right, if you'd both like to give me a roll.
I do actually still have more leather, but I don't want to like use my leather on this. So let's pray I don't mess up.
Okay. Decent outfit.
Roll.
Right,
Wow.
And a good pair of boots.
I make a nice pair of boots.
Yeah. Right, so you're both able to get him some clothing done. Cass, it's definitely not your best work.
No.
It's a little weird going from knitting to actual, cutting cloth and sewing. But it fits. It's going to be comfortable enough. It's just not particularly fancy. Kristen, yep, these are going to be some nice boots. They'll fit in well. They shouldn't let any water in. They're nice. They're good. Well done. If you present them to Albrecht, he actually seems hesitant to take them. So
Albrecht, these are for you. I made them.
You didn't have to do that, miss.
Oh no, I have to. Thaldir's a bully.
What?
what?
I'm saying this in a joking tone.
Well, thank you, miss.
If you need anything, let us know. I'll work on another outfit for you tomorrow. Cassie made you a very nice one.
Thank you,
Cassie.
Miss Cassie.
Cass is actually looking at the suit, going, "That is." And she's going back, and she's going to start making another one.
Well,
we
I
only
did
have enough
find-
to make 3 outfits. Leave the fancier material to me. 'Cause I don't
Yeah.
think-
That was definitely the cotton.
yeah,
You can have the other
linen
cotton.
next.
yeah. I'll work on the linen that night. Because this is probably during the day. Can
Yeah.
I work on? Can I do the? I'll do the.
You can do your
other
overnight
outfit.
long rest
I'll do
thing.
the
Yes.
overnight one. So I'll do that one really quick.
Right.
But I'll let Cassie do the other 2. Oh, I have advantage. Oh, I should have rolled advantage. Oh well.
No, roll again.
It's, yeah. 'Cause I get that from my tailor thing. because I have the cool tailor feet.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be as good as it
Yep,
is.
you make him a very nice outfit, Gifton. Cass, this attempt you feel a lot more confident on.
Yep, we're sitting there talking while we're both sewing. It's a little bit more relaxed.
This time, Cass doesn't feel like she was put on the spot.
As they're working, Faldy, you can actually see ES and Kex talking to Albrecht again, and there's a brief alarming moment where daggers get pulled, and they start to, like, sort of demonstrating. They're not pointing them at him, thankfully, but they are doing jabbing motions as they're chattering at him.
I'm going to politely walk over and try not to seem more stern than normal.
Yeah, and you jabs aim for Betty. Betty hurt a lot. Make them go down. Mr. Forgehammer.
Yes, Albrecht.
He sort of looks at you, then he looks at the goblins, and he gives you another look. There's that vague, wide-eyed,
Please help.
what's happening?
It seems that they've taken a liking to you.
Is this okay?
You may need to learn to defend yourself, unfortunately.
Oh, yes. And here, hold. And a hilt of dagger is actually pushed into his hands.
We're gonna find out they were just teaching him how to hunt.
Defend yourself against a boar, it's about the same.
Boar, bear,
Beat.
both are dangerous.
Foul dear.
Yes.
We target.
One moment, I'll be right back. It's going to go find his bedroll.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can find your bedroll. It's where you left it.
My God. I'll set that up. And I'll just put it on top of some small box or something. So it's slightly above ground.
Yes, okay. Right, and they will actually start trying to teach him how to jab with the dagger.
Hopefully we don't need to use this, but we'll
We have
try
a
and
short
teach you
sword
some
in our-
other things as well.
We have a short sword in our loot if we want to teach him how to use that.
Yeah, watching this Valdir, they're very, very basic. It is essentially just stab forward and hope is their technique.
It's not a bad basic technique.
Yes, it's
Point-
definitely not martial
point.
training though.
Pointy end
Yeah.
is the hurt end.
So,
We're just gonna finally wander past just behind. Just they teach him how to use a knife.
Oh, maybe bow?
Would you rather just teach him how to throw a punch?
What? No, punch not good. Knife good.
they have a bit of a point.
That's funny.
You've seen as well as I do what I can do with a punch.
Yes, what you can do with a punch.
And he might be good at it too, who knows? Either way, he's not always gonna have a knife handy.
Knife handy. Hand knife.
And of the two of them, one of them's illegal for him to bring into cities.
That
Hand
Expect
illegal?
it a varied training.
We teach bow.
Albrecht, would you like to learn how to punch?
If you'd like me to, sir.
I'd like you to know how to defend yourself.
The sisters always said we shouldn't hit people.
You shouldn't if you can avoid it.
You're not hitting people. You're stabbing them.
The unfortunate truth is sometimes there's people who really want to hurt you, and being able to, stop them without killing them or yourself, useful.
Sometimes at least being able to hit them so that they're stunned is enough to be able to get away. That can save your life.
Okay. He nods a little bit. Would you like to try and teach him how to punch, Archie?
At least just like basics of, square shoulders, arm forward.
Okay. Are you actually having him punch anything?
Just air, maybe like her hands or something like that at first.
Okay. Yep. He tries to follow your instruction. He's definitely not a natural at it. There is quite a bit of flailing. His stance isn't particularly great, and yeah, there's no noticeable improvement during this short time.
She's gonna sounds like you're doing okay. Just keep it slow. We're not gonna get everything at once, and just basically working him through like feet here, hand forward, like basically repeating the actions to get it. So,
How long
trying
would you
get
like to spend
each
at
time a
this?
little better. Honestly, she can kill the whole day as long as he wants to for doing it.
Okay. In that case, notably, he never asks for a break. As long as you instruct him, he keeps going, even though you do see him start to flag.
She will actually, when he starts to fly again, it's like, okay, sit down, have some water, have some food. Like, not wearing the kid out.
He'll nod and he'll take a break when he's told to.
Here, eat this handful of oats.
Honey buckets of oats.
Archie just starts walking around with orange slices. Alright. What are other folks doing with the time?
Oh, good.
Cass is finishing up that suit.
Well, you basically be doing that during your long rest, so you've got a bit of time before you get to work on that, essentially.
And then, Cass is going to get Carrick to translate the other side of the sword.
Okay. Right.
That answers what I'm doing.
Sure, this time that she lets Tempest know beforehand that someone else may be touching her.
Right. Do you remember what the other side of the sword actually said?
I am Curie, I am the Storm, I am Michael.
Yep. Carrick?
Okay.
Yep, you check over the sword, and yes, this is Enochian. This is that language that you should not know,
Okay.
but you do. And on this side, I am Wrath.
Okay.
I am Steel.
Okay.
I am the mercy of angels.
I'm gonna say it in Nokian.
Yep, that's lots of
And-
weird EO, IES, this is so on and so
And-
forth.
I am Steel. Actually, write this down because this one I'm actually here for. You. I am Steel. I'm guessing Steel like the metal, not Steel like I stole this.
Yes.
I am Wrath. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the last part?
I
there you
am
go.
the
Someone typed
mercy
it.
of angels.
Of course. I am the mercy of angels. From how it's written on the two sides,
Mhm.
can I tell which one, if it's one side supposed to come before the other? Like
Yes, this was definitely the first side.
Okay.
Just based on the structuring of Enochian that you've come to understand.
So does it appear to be two separate or one long?
It
Like-
looks like it's supposed to flow into each other as two statements.
Pardon me. So Cass.
Mm-hmm.
This side is I am Wrath, I am Steel, I am the mercy of angels. This part comes first before the other half. It's designed to be one long thing. Can I make a check of any sort
Mhm.
about like I guess in my case would be Arcana would be the possible to say if I'm about to read this all off,
Do
possibly.
you want to see if it triggers anything?
Basically, do I think if this is all read off in
You
I'm
don't.
gonna think
You
of
don't
both
think
sides.
it's any kind of spell work? No.
Well,
It's
is
don't
it
think it-
something? It's not magical.
Give
in
me
other
an
words,
Arcana
I'm saying.
check.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure. Like, say if I suddenly say the whole thing, the sword's not going to try to murder me.
Okay, so you're not entirely familiar with the workings of this language because, frankly, it's dead and you don't understand whether it does have magical properties like draconic or so on.
Yeah.
But your best guess is no, it's not going to do something, or at least you hope so.
Okay. I don't think saying it will cause anything special to happen, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hmm. Well,
Out of
explains why she's
character.
angry.
Because I'm not sure how, like, even though Cash can't speak the language,
Mhm.
like, doesn't know the language, can I teach her how to say that? Like,
You
that
can teach her it
phrase?
phonetically, yeah.
Okay. If you want, Cash, I can get you
Ooh,
teach you how to
ee,
say it.
ooh,
Ting ting.
Ding dang walla big ding. What was the Necronomicon one?
So,
Klaatu.
Ferrata, Necto.
Necktie.
Necto!
So, if you want, I can teach you how to say this part.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my best to teach that. And I'm pretty sure I can do that while cutting cards out,
Yeah.
because I figure I have a lot of cards I have to cut out. If that, we also have to discuss the cost of that at some point. But I'm gonna get that. I'll be working on that during the trip too. I'm not gonna start painting them or anything. I still need. Carrick hasn't figured out exactly what he's gonna do for each one, but he can get them prepped.
Okay. Right. Valdir, you have time to spare? Would there be anything
Yes, I guess the boy's being
tutored?
trained, so and Carrick is dealing with that, so I'm not gonna try and talk to him. I am going to go to the Vardo.
I mean-
Hey, we're sewing in here. Get out.
I'm sorry, I was just hoping to
Teasing
speak
Val.
with your husband.
I'm just teasing you, Valdir. Yeah, Kara, get out here.
Yeah. Hi, Valdir.
Though, might we be able to talk without distracting our lovely artisans?
Oh, yep, sure. You need any advice on love life and all that? I'm here to help. And he smiles at Gifton a bit as he heads on out with you.
I can
Valdir.
tell you that he's a very passionate and consistent lover.
You're not supposed to. Okay, let's go.
Oh, congratulations.
Also hung like a very tiny horse.
Unfortunately, she was telling Care.
Yeah, he will walk along beside you, Valdir, which takes you a little more time to get somewhere. But
I'm only going slightly outside. Luckily, it was mostly
yeah,
there and there. I'm just gonna go not right there.
yep.
So I have to apologize to you.
You do?
We've taken you for granted.
Always nice to hear.
Forced you
But
to. We've asked you to look after the goblins time and again, and just then I asked you to look after the boy.
no,
Responsibility I signed up for, not you.
that's no issue, really. I'm
And
here.
I'm
They're
afraid
here.
I'm going to do it again.
Ah, okay. Well,
Likely many more times.
listen, they're traveling with us. They're part of the group. Gifton cares about you all deeply. I care about you all, so it's not an ask.
And I do have one other thing to ask you to help me with.
This just keeps going on, doesn't it? Come on then.
I know you have skill with the forge.
I'm capable.
The boy's father was a blacksmith.
You want me to teach him?
I would like to try to help teach him myself, but I would appreciate if you could as well.
Sure. I mean, between the two of us, when you have the time, I'm sure we can teach him a thing or two. Does he want to learn?
I haven't asked, but
Well,
I'm
maybe
not
that's where you
sure
should
the
start.
boy- Yes.
It's his father's trade, but that's not always a good thing.
I think
they
the boy
nearby?
needs-
They've
They're
moved
off on their
specifically
own.
away.
Yeah.
Ah,
I would say we're 5 feet away from the Vardo.
If you want to give a
Like,
perception check to over here, you can.
yes.
They
as I
were
said, I
trying
didn't
to get
plan
away to
go
have a private
far away,
conversation.
just I didn't want to be
Nope,
right in
Cass
there.
is too busy yipping and chatting.
Right.
Oh God, she's gossiping
Oh,
like
oh,
an
oh,
old
Cass,
lady.
Cass. I got an idea. What if we put secret pockets so he can hide things?
Second there, I thought she was
Every
supposed to
kid
be
likes
secrets.
to hide
Everybody
things.
loves secret pockets. Right,
So,
secret pockets.
I mean, Archie's trying to teach him to punch. The goblins are teaching him to stab. They want to teach him to shoot. You're going to give him secret pockets. They're going to be a smith. He's basically becoming an Elder Scrolls character that knows everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going to be an armored fighter, says the stealth archer.
Yep.
That's the plan. Jack of all trades.
I'm gonna teach the boy shit. There, we'll make it fair for.
Well, hey, going
Please
potty
teach him
training
how to
is
teach him how to
a
shoot.
job.
Right. Yeah, I mean, talk. Do you want me to talk to him?
Oh,
I'm not exactly practiced with talking to kids.
you think
Better
I
be
am?
soon.
I wasn't really talking to many people before this journey started.
Oh, you must have once, a long, 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 long time ago, he says with a grin.
Yeah, that'd be about accurate.
Well, I mean, we could sit him down together.
I've never been great with children.
I mean, Gifton's good with kids.
Gifton's good with everyone.
It's true. He says with a smile, nodding to himself.
I just want to protect the boy, make sure he isn't messed up by the whole experience.
Yeah, it's not exactly ideal, is it? Still, well, even if he doesn't want to learn the trade, we can still use the trade to make sure he's safe.
Hmm.
If he's going to be with us, he... Making armor for a child sounds strange, but...
Even something small may be necessary, yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I figure we'll be learning as we go with this.
I guess it's training for when you and Gifton.
He actually reddens a bit, and you see him shuffle his feet and sort of just... maybe, yeah.
You haven't talked about it, have you?
Never seems like the right time. Especially now. I mean, he sort of flails his arm about as if doing a sword fight. This life, you know.
Yes.
Maybe if he wants to stop at some point, we could. Still, yeah. This is awkward.
Yes.
What I love about Care, he calls out when fucking shit's awkward.
Thank you.
Anytime. Us Smith's got to stick together, right?
Yes.
Also-
That reminds me.
Mhm.
That work you did on the barding.
Yeah.
Excellent job.
Oh, thank you. It's not exactly the scale I'm used to, but I'm pleased with it.
We really have signed up for something big, haven't we?
It feels like it just keeps getting bigger. Still, hopefully this will be the end of it, right? We deal with this Colthwaite stuff, and then it's back to... I don't know. If she wants to keep adventuring, I suppose it's back to fighting bandits. I really don't know what adventurers do.
Thaldir's face sinks as he says, well, after Colthwaite, it's certainly not going to end soon. Not for her.
Well, she's going to have us to lean on for that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I'll ask her to talk to Albrecht, right? Albrecht. Yeah. See what he actually thinks about smithing. I'm sure she can be a bit more subtle than we can.
He seems willing to do whatever I ask of him, but I think he might just be afraid of me.
That'll...
Or here to please.
Yeah. He seems like a good kid. But it'd be nice to know what he actually wants. Maybe we just gotta make sure he knows that that's okay to say what he wants.
Yeah.
Right, well, yeah, I'll go have a word with Gifton. We'll figure this out.
Thank you.
He nods.
Cass, look at this button. The way I sewed it on, it looks like it's a smiley face.
Gifton's the responsible one. She'll know what to do. Smiley face buttons.
Secret pockets with smiley buttons.
This
Isn't
kid's
she
gonna
just-
look at this stuff and go, "What the fuck?"
Isn't this the second set of secret pockets? Isn't your secret pockets for
The secret pocket started
No.
with the little girl that liked to
Yeah.
hide in the woods.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, mine's not secret
They're
pockets.
gonna
I
come
have
in and
sheets
they're
in my
talking about
sleeves.
how Cass is, or talking about how Gifton is the responsible one, and inside is Cass and Gifton panicking because they both managed to sew each other's outfit to the outfit they're making.
Gifton.
Oh, right.
How did my dress get sewn onto what you were sewing for the kid? And how did I sew
Exactly.
your dress?
Care comes back in.
Why are we making a boy dresses?
Why? I don't know.
Honey.
Yeah, sweetie. How'd
Um,
it go?
good talk. Good talk. Manly
Is he gonna
talk.
ask her?
But what? Oh,
Is he...
funny. Yes,
Well, I mean-
he's head over heels. Could we have a word?
Well, I know he really, really keeps asking after her, and I think, Carrick might be a little resistant at first, but Thalger could be a good grandfather.
Wait, are you talking about the dragon?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to picture that. So, okay. Apart from right now, you're very good with words, dear. When you're not filling my mind with images I really don't want, you are fantastic at talking. And I think you are the sweetest, most kind and loving person, and me and Falder would really like it if you took some responsibility off of our shoulders.
Oh, okay. I was starting to wonder what was wrong.
Um,
You're
Really
not like a
appreciate that
divorce.
Thaldir is specifically mentioned in this.
Falder was talking to me about maybe teaching Albrecht how to smith. Apparently that's what his father did.
Oh, What does he want to learn?
That's what we don't know, and we don't know how to approach it. And you're so good
Oh.
with kids.
Yeah. Have you?
Cass is just listening to this. Her ears are kind of focused on them as she's sewing.
I look over at Cass and I go, yeah, it might be best to find out if the kid actually wants to do what their parent did or not, because sometimes people don't like to do what their parents like to do. Right, Cass?
Yep, Cass is standing up and she's holding up the clothes she made.
Hmm?
And then she's folding them up and trotting out of the Vardo.
Cass?
And then they hear from outside, "Hey kid, want to learn how to make booze?"
Is Corvus around? Because I feel like we should talk to Corvus before we talk. I mean,
Hey, Albrecht!
how does this...
Albrecht, where are you?
Miss.
The wrong person this
Oh,
went
no.
to talk to that kid.
Oh no.
I don't know. At least he's
I just look
likely
over.
to
I just
shove
look
her
over at
foot
Karen. I go,
in her mouth.
"This has gone wrong."
Oh no.
Albrecht, we've got your clothes done.
Oh, thank you, Miss.
Oh, call me Cassiopeia or Cass. Everyone does. I don't think we've introduced each other.
We did.
I'm Albrecht.
Nice to... She kneels down. Nice to meet you, Albrecht. I'm Cassiopeia Steelshod.
It's nice to meet you again. And he sort of slowly raises his hand as if to shake once more.
Well, that's why she kneeled down.
Yeah.
So kind of
He
rough
makes lightning.
being out on your own, isn't it? Don't know what you're doing. Everything just seems weird.
It's a little strange.
Yeah. I know the feeling. I was kind of in a similar situation years ago. But I will let you know this. Everyone here just got the best intentions for you. So if you need anything or want to learn anything from any of us, because we're all a bunch of tradespeople and various militant types, let us know and we'll be happy to help. But otherwise, just talk to us. If you have any questions, concerns, we'll be happy to help.
I'll do whatever I can to help, Miss.
And she nods and goes, well, is there anything you want to learn? Anything you've always wanted to learn?
I don't know, Miss.
Well, would you like to apprentice with everyone just to see the different trades we have, to see if there's something that you like?
If you think that would be a good idea, yes.
Well, it's up to you, because while we're here to help, we can't make your decisions for you. But I'm a carpenter by trade. You lived in Rovale for most of your life, I would assume?
Yeah, yes, Miss.
Did you ever go into the Hephaestus Temple?
The Hevos Temple, Miss?
Yes.
Once, Miss, yes.
Well, I did most of the woodwork in there years ago.
It's very nice, Miss.
Thank you. Gifton works on shoes and whatnot. RG makes various brews. Your uncle is a doctor. So if you want to learn anything from any of us, let us know. We'll be happy to help. But otherwise...
A doctor?
Yeah.
So he helps people?
He tries.
Ouch, Cassie. Ouch.
He pauses a bit, and you can see he sort of glances down. His eyes darting about briefly as if he's thinking. I'd like to help people.
Well, there are many ways you can do that, but why don't you talk to your uncle and see what he has to say?
I don't know how to, Miss. I don't know him. I don't know any of you, but
Well,
I should know him, but I don't.
Well, there's one way to start, and that's just to say hello and just to talk to him. Make no assumptions. I mean, people look at me and they see this big half-horse, half-woman thing, and they assume I'm just going to break them in half or trample all over them, and I don't like... Well, I do that, but I don't like to. But if you want to help people, talk to your uncle. Talk to Gifton. She knows how to help people. Talk to Thaldir. He's helped people, except for the kids who messed with his garden.
I helped at least one of them when he shot himself in the foot.
Carrick actually is helps people professionally in a tavern environment.
I was wondering what was going to be
Yeah,
said
that
about me.
was going down
You
a
mean-
very interesting road.
I mean, he serves people drinks.
He cooks. He waits. He talks to people. He listens to people.
He's good with people.
He's good with people.
Nice to rapier through someone's throat.
He committed a murder.
Wait, it was a rapier? Jeez.
But yeah.
Yep.
we're-
Cassie, why are you so damn fast?
Cass looks down at Gifton because I'm so damn big.
Hey, short stack, how's it going?
Hey, what the heck? Ah, just take off like nothing.
Just gonna lay here for
Honey,
5 minutes.
honey, why are you so fast? I think I'm gonna throw up.
Why did we make Dingus? You're dumb.
Oh. What if... What are you telling him, Cass?
That I just look at him and go, if he wants help, to ask us, and if he wants to learn something from any of us, to ask us.
Okay, thumbs up.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
notably, RG
What,
sitting
you
kind of.
think I was going to try and strong arm him into becoming a militant centaur?
No, that
You
is the
think I was gonna
farthest
try
from
and-
what I thought you would do.
Whatever character I want to
Did
see
you
him
think I was
turn to a
going to try and
centaur.
strong arm him into becoming a carpenter?
No, I figured you were gonna sit here and tell him don't listen to anything anybody else tells you, to rip your shirt off and go run wild in the woods.
I thought you were gonna ask him to touch the sword.
Oh, that too! Don't, kid, no matter what Cassie tells you, never touch that blade.
I'm just gonna sit here for a moment, okay?
Yeah, just...
You can touch the sword. You just have to let me know
No!
before
No!
you do so.
No! It's not safe. You do not tell children they can touch that blade. Ever.
No. Albert, don't touch Tempest. She doesn't like it. It's really irritable.
Actual lightning will strike you if you touch that. I promise you. I
Yeah,
could do a demonstration, but I
yes,
kind of
yes,
want
ma'am. I won't touch it, ma'am.
I literally had lightning shoot at me out of
RG's
that
gonna
thing.
calm down and go, don't let him freak you out. Just, it's a thing. Get you.
Wait, how do you get used to being shocked?
No, I mean just weird shit happens.
I was out of character. I mean, I'm not there. I'm
Listen,
in the
Albert,
Yeah, I mean
Cat-
that's out of character response.
Whatever Cassie said, she's probably right. She knows better than anybody else here, but you're family now. And we'll try to help make it work. I was hoping to talk to your uncle first before any of us talk to you, because I don't know how Corvus. I think he's having a lot to kind of deal with the fact he suddenly has a nephew. And
I mean,
you
to be
probably
fair,
have a
the
lot
kid's-
going on because you
yeah.
suddenly have an uncle.
Yeah, it's...
He has an uncle and a weird granddad now, and
And
a
I
lot
don't
of
know
those.
what your life was like up to now, but you know, we all ended up together because our town burned down and we were kind of all we had. So we've had time to cope with that.
Don't-
Make
What?
sure to assure
Don't pile
him
that
that
onto the kid.
you guys didn't do it. That'll
Well, I
definitely
mean,
help.
I'm trying to commiserate with him. He's
Your town burnt
spent
down?
most of his life alone. It sounds like.
Did you hear anything about a little outpost Tarnstead else out there?
He shakes his head.
You guys
Okay,
should
long and
totally
short of it
mention
is
that his
that-
grandfather was there.
Long and the short of this, stuff happened, and it's
It was attacked, and we were caught up in the attack, and At the time, we were just people in town, and we couldn't defend ourselves, and we couldn't save the people we cared about, and we lost a lot of things and a lot of people we loved. And that's why there's such a weird little group of people here. Is we're what's left.
When you mention not being able to protect and save the people you love, he looks a little crestfallen, and he nods slowly and goes, "I know what that feels like. I am sorry for your town."
And we're all trying to make do and figure out what we're doing with ourselves because of it. So, I mean, I was never taught how to use a blade by my dad, but I'm trying, and you don't have to. You don't have to do any of these things that anyone asks you if it makes you feel uncomfortable or if it just feels wrong. If you tell Thaldir no, he would believe you. Okay, I know he looks scary and gruff and everything like that, but he's just as scared as everyone else, and he just wants to make sure you're gonna be okay and that we're gonna be okay, and we will always find another way. Okay, so if you want to do any hobbies, or if you want to learn any crafts, or if you want to read, or if you want to do art, or if you want to sew or sing or whatever makes you happy. My husband's a blacksmith. Thaldir's a blacksmith. They can teach you that. But we have a lot of different things we do to do so that way you can have a life after this. Because there will be an after this. This isn't your whole life, okay? Don't expect that you're going to be living in a little caravan going from town to town for the rest of your life unless you want that life, okay? You have options.
He nods a little more confidently, and he
And if
chooses
there's anything we can
briefly.
do to help you have the best life you want to have, we will be here for you as long as you want us to be.
I would like to keep learning the things you're all trying to teach me, but
Right.
my my uncle, he's a doctor, right?
Yeah, he's a medical doctor. We work together sometimes.
Do you think he would teach me that?
He'd probably
Think
teach
so, if
you
you
it
ask
more
him.
than he'll teach me it, so that's probably good.
I would like that. I like the idea of
I'll
helping
talk
people
to
like
him
that.
about that for you. You can try it.
He nods slowly.
Okay. But like I said, if there's anything you need or you want, you just let us know. I think they're gonna set you up in one of the rooms upstairs, so you don't have to sleep down here in the dark with the rest of it. With she kind of laughs and goes the rabble, and then she kind of pulls Kara in for a hug.
Yeah, it gets super rapidly around here. So much rabble.
Oh yeah.
Though, if you do want to be down here, that's perfectly fine. There's more than enough beds down here.
But it'll be okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try something, and I'll be back with you. I'll get Corvus to you. I'm gonna take out my radio. I'm gonna run over to Dingus and slap my radio. Hey Corvus, where are you at?
You hear your response in the Vardo.
God
Or
damn
you-
it, Corvus! I hear my response in the verse. All right. Well, I'm gonna get on Dingus, and then I'll go ride topside.
Okay. Riding topside?
Mhm.
What are you riding topside for?
I'm gonna go look out for Corvus because I don't know where the hell he is.
Oh, he's
We'll
left
let you
here.
in the-
Did he leave his thing in the Pardo and go without
Yes,
it?
that's what he just did. He just said
Okay.
that it, so I tried calling, he didn't answer, so I'm going topside.
Where are you, Corvus?
Corvus is topside.
Okay. You flap out there.
He's close to the bow, away from most of the workings of the crew.
Also, by the way, at this point, the ship will have departed.
Oh,
just
really?
Just figure I'd mention that moment Corvus is back on board.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
we set sail.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh
Corvus?
crap, we've got Corvus.
Yes,
So
you find Corvus up there.
Corvus is sitting close to the bow. He's sort of looking over the edge. He is grinding his cane into the wooden planks, but also rubbing it at the same time. His thumb rubbing over the emblem of the eye.
Corvus!
Yes, Gifton.
Hi, dear sweet friend of mine.
Yes. What is it?
How are you doing?
That is a bit of an understatement.
How are you doing is an understatement.
The answer is an understatement.
I haven't gotten one yet, so that really is an understatement. Are you gonna be okay?
I don't know.
Do you want to talk about it?
He looks back over to the departing Roadville.
I'm sorry about your brother.
It's not that. It's that too. It's everything.
Kid.
It's... That's the problem.
He's smart. And he's got some real dazzling eyes.
Family eyes. Brother had them too. I think most of us had them, except maybe my mother, father side. He says a profanity and Hexenreich.
You hear poopski.
Yeah. Saja is frickin'
Scheiße.
minstrel.
I mean, it might seem like a lot to take care of a kid, but it won't be that bad. It'll be okay. And
What
Take
do
care
I
of
mean,
him,
I
air
used to see all
quotes.
sorts of kids in well, back in Tarnstead, and some of them were, oof, you just did not even want to go into those houses. But he seems nice. He's very quiet and kind of calm.
How long do you think it would take to get to Cuthwaite?
Well, it's like 2-3 days.
He leans over the bow.
We'll keep him safe when we're there. It's gonna be fine.
He's Gifton.
Yeah.
I told you a little bit of what happened before about what the man did to my father, what I want to do to that man.
Yeah. And it sounds like maybe that man is trying to do more to your nephew, and he did stuff to your brother.
Not sure where I can put my trust anymore.
Well, I mean, you still got us. And I know that Faldir doesn't like him very much, and I don't know why he's so hard against him, but it just, I know he didn't make a deal, but Raziel still asked him to
Didn't
take care of.
make a deal?
He just, Raziel asked him to make sure the kid didn't die and to protect him, and he's doing it
This
anyway.
kid is wrapped up with Raziel.
Yeah.
What more is this
Faldir was
kid supposed to be a part of?
What do you mean? I mean, I'm just saying that, there's a lot of people not against him, not against you, and I mean, I think Raziel helped us, so I mean, you can count on us, and maybe we can count on Raziel. Because I mean, it seemed like not a bad thing that he only was gonna ask Thaldir to protect your nephew, right?
Protect him from me.
Oh, you're not that bad. I know I tease you, but you're fine. You're a really good guy, and you're not gonna mess him up. I mean, everybody thinks when they're gonna have a kid that they're gonna mess him up. You're gonna be fine.
The innocence.
The sheer innocence, and I love it, and I hate it all the same. Because there's part of me that
really
says,
believes you are the nicest, sweetest person in the world, even if you are a little crass with her sometimes. It's gonna be okay.
I don't. He looks around. Is there anyone around besides the crew doing
Not
their
like
crew
right
work?
near you.
Yeah. He lifts the cane, flips it over, and shows it down to Gifton the eye. You see that?
Yeah,
I know
it's
it.
a eyeball thing.
Yes.
It's a weird cane. Where did you get this?
You know the day we left the Landors when we did our little secret mission?
Oh, and they hurt your leg. Yeah, and you
Yes.
showed up with it. Did you get it off one of them?
No, a man came. A man came, picked me up from whatever mud hole I was laying in dying, and fixed me up. Gave me the cane as part of an arrangement, and gave me a mark. Um, Part of organization, I guess. They call themselves the Gentlemen. I'm not
Oh,
sure
that
who
seems
they
like a
are.
weird title.
Yeah, well, secret organizations.
Yeah.
The
So
man.
they don't have any ladies?
Oh no. Gifton.
She's trying
The
to
man.
set you up.
Yeah. The man had similar ideas to my own. I despise everything that the elites are. Landors, terrorists. I guess the Capace are alright. And I hate magic for that reasons. And what I assume is they also despise magic. And they prefer healing over everything. Healing
Healing?
of, yes, healing of our bodies and healing of society.
So you got to join a really cool healer club.
Yes, so I thought. The day we left Dolewood, I was approached by another man, gentleman as well, it appears. And he asked me to do something. And I said, yeah, sure. What merit did it have to do it? What purpose? It was just a task to do. And I thought, well, if this gets me further in the organization, sure, I'll do it. Gave me a picture. And he pulls up the crumpled piece of paper, tosses it down.
Gifton's gonna pick it up because it's probably quite larger for her.
It's like a little sheet. It's like a post-it note size, probably.
Yeah, just huh. This kind of looks like. Does it kind of look like?
Uh-huh.
It's vague. Yeah.
Oh, did they know that your nephew was alive and you were gonna go rescue him?
Not rescue.
I don't understand.
And I hate to do this to you, but you're the only one who's heard anything about me, so
Crap, he's gonna stab her now.
He's gonna throw me over the side.
yeah, it's gonna punt her. Flying now, fairy!
Stupid.
Use magic for that, fucker.
Saldir was meant to protect the kid. I was meant to kill the kid. kid
Gifton grows
cannot-
quiet, kind of looking at the picture, and then slowly folds it up and offers it back to you.
The kid is not supposed to touch down in Cuthwaite. He is not supposed to live. I either have to kill him or somehow get rid of him from whoever they are. Hide him away. Make it seem like he is dead.
I will try to handle this for you. You're my
What?
friend.
Gifton. This is something that no, I can't ask you to do that.
You don't know what you're asking me to do. And you don't know what I'm going to do. I will handle this for you. You are my friend. It's gonna be okay. There's always another path. You just can't always see it, okay?
If you don't get it done before Cuffweight,
Then we have a whole bunch of other people we have to kill.
Pragmatic thinking, I like it.
Wow, that's kind of vicious.
I mean,
She ain't wrong.
Thaldir's already expecting that there's loads of assassins coming for this kid.
me, I'm
No.
the assassin.
No, you're not. You're the man they're trying to bully into it. Because they're gonna do it anyway. But you think so low of yourself, Corvus.
I have nothing.
You have your nephew. You have your friends. You have more than a lot of people might think they do. And you have a future, even if you think it's gone. We're gonna handle this. And whoever these people are, they can shove it out their blowholes and their stupid canes and their stupid societies of boys only. Just
I kind of
Go,
like the
Gifton,
cane.
go.
You know what? They're not the only people that know how to heal and take care of people and to right the wrongs of corrupt people in the high end. We stopped the Landors without them.
Yeah.
How do we know they're not just as bad? So
That's what
screw
I
them.
am book smart. I am not wise. I try to put things in compartments. I try to make things work. However impractical and impossible they are, I want them to work. And what I want is to understand what these people are, what is the purpose of this kid, and how does it have any effect besides an eagle flapping its wings in the sky and transcending
An
effects
eagle.
downwind.
I'm actually looking up very warily at this moment.
It's not. It's a metaphor, Gifton. It's a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
It's something throwing a rock in a pond and the ripples propagate and it has effects.
Well, that's stupid because there's always choices, and if you talk things out, you can always make a difference and change how things are. It sounds like they're just taking a lazy way to deal with something because they're making a show of power. And it sounds like they're just trying to make you kill your nephew just to see if they can make you do it.
I was going to do it. I went to the orphanage before I arrived back on the boat, staking it out to slip away at night to take care of it. And it'll be done and we'll be off to Cutfoot. No one will be any wiser except for the kid laying dead in a bed.
I don't think you would have. And I forgive you for what you thought you were gonna do, Corvus. Alright, well, I better start handling this. Your nephew
Let me
wants to
help.
apprentice under you.
Oh.
He wants to be a doctor, and he wants to help people like his uncle. And the best thing you can do right now is be the best goddamn doctor you can be and help people. Like, go help your nephew. Go teach him something. I make a dismissive gesture at the staff. Ignore the political mechanizations of old men and get back to what it matters and what's good. Okay? I'll go handle the rest. I'll get
Gifton,
it going. We are in this as a family.
Sammy.
Yeah.
You reminded Corvus, and I was hoping this would happen. You reminded Corvus of one thing of his ideal, and it's on his character sheet.
What?
So thank you.
I don't know what his ideal was.
Let me pull it up.
First, don't kill kids.
This says don't kill kids.
Every sick or wounded person deserves my help, regardless of the life they lead.
Hey.
Gifton,
Right.
you are too good for this world.
Don't worry, I'm only here for a short while.
And he'll lean down,
Mhm.
offer a hand to pick her up.
Yeah.
And sort of just do like the cupping hand so she doesn't like fall out.
Yeah.
Let's see if what we can do to make things right. Take the pitcher, toss it into water.
Yeah.
And walk back downstairs.
Okay.
I am going to, at the first opportunity, Misty step away from Corvus as I find someplace.
The sickness is in my hand.
Magic.
It's a good thing you're not large enough that he was leaning on you.
No, I was actually prepared for the yeet, because if he decided to turn around and throw me off the boat, I was Misty stepping back onto the boat with throw. And then
Like,
he's
you
like,
had to save you for this. Oh shit, it did. Ah.
Okay.
sorry, man, I love you, but I don't trust you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find a hiding spot because I need to go do something I don't think I'm gonna feel good about later.
Okay. You can easily find a hiding spot. The tiny thing on the
Right.
boat, yeah.
Really?
He was more or less just doing that to have her watch him throw the paper into the water. So
Wrong hand. Wrong hand.
Wrong hand, wrong hand.
I guess we're doing it my way.
Right. You're gonna find a hidey hole. What about you, Corvus? You staying top deck for a bit, or are you going down?
Corvus will go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you up to, Gifton?
I'm finding a spot of the low traffic and quiet, and hitting the knees.
Mhm.
Praying to Raziel.
Oh no.
God damn it.
Oh,
Okay.
And I find myself in times of trouble.
Stop praying to that guy.
I haven't been really praying to him lately. I've been giving him mission updates, really, in a friendly
the
way, like I
form
tell
of
my mom
prayers.
every night.
Right. What's your prayer?
Hey, Raziel. You probably knew I was going to be calling. I really don't know what I'm doing. I am a foolish idiot girl who doesn't have a clue about what's going on in the world. But that little boy that you had Thaldir rescue is Corvus's little nephew, and Corvus was the one that got sent to kill his nephew, and now he doesn't want to do it, and there's this whole issue with the gentleman, and we have to kill the kid before we get to Cuthwaite, but we don't want to kill the kid, and I don't know how to help Corvus, and I don't know how to help the kid, and I don't know what I can offer you, because I don't know what you want, and I don't know what you need, but it's on the table. Whatever you want. I want to help Corvus, and I want to help his nephew, and I want them to be safe, and I want them to get through this. Even if it's just telling me the right thing to do. I'm not good at negotiation, and I'm not going to pretend I am.
I mean, Hell, out of character, you convinced Corvus not to try to kill his nephew.
Not good at
in the 2
negotiation.
days.
Probably done the most negotiating out of anybody in the group.
No, yeah, but I will point out I did the worst negotiation when
Okay,
it came
so
to
you
no.
basically found a little cubby to do this in. You probably went
Yeah.
behind some stairs and such.
Yeah.
And as you're sort of finishing that up, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and
I kind of slide into the shadows a bit.
and then there's a thump as something sits down on the stairs, and you hear a familiar voice saying, "Anything's on the table?"
I will misty step up the steps and sit down next to him. Anything on the
No.
table? What do you want?
I didn't expect to hear that from you. I mean, I already have an open ticket.
I know. I don't have any room to barter. So I have no space to haggle here. So anything.
You could always approach Corvus.
Oh. There is something you could do for me. Something little. I'm not going to ask much because, frankly, you're all already doing something quite nice for me. I don't want the child to die. It'd be grievous if the child died.
He's a nice kid.
A lovely child. Very polite, very well behaved.
Also, you look nice. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. Yes, I am on my way to. Well, it doesn't matter. And yes, he is actually wearing what looks to be a dress uniform right now.
Yeah. I was just complimenting him because I
Yeah.
guess then be like, oh, you look nice.
Your friend Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
A bit stubborn. Doesn't want to deal with me.
Mhm.
Could you get her someplace for me? If you go up to Wyndon after this lovely little Colford trip, take a little carriage ride out, or walk if you wish. It's no real rush. There's an old grove, northeast of Wyndon. Popular little spot. Not visited as frequent as it used to be fair, but there's a stone circle there. It used to be used for timekeeping, charting the passage of the stars, keeping track of the year. I just want you both to visit it. Make sure she brings the sword.
Okay. You can do that. That sword really doesn't like you.
Oh,
To be fair, it doesn't like me either. Shock the dickens out of me.
yes, she has quite the fury. But what would you like? What help can I give you?
She frowns and she goes, I'm not very wise and I don't know the right way to do this. But that's why I was seeking your counsel on this and what you wanted best. I want to help make sure the kid's not going to get killed while we're in Cuthwaite, at least.
In that case, I will help you. And here's how I'm going to do it. Once the child reaches Colthwaite, it's too late for the gentleman. They will lose interest soon after because they will already have failed. But you need to make sure he gets there alive. And with Corvus off the table, they will have to send someone else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will come. A boat in the open water, easy enough for them to board. You will have to kill this person.
Okay.
And make sure they don't abscond with the child either. They are slippery.
Okay.
And he digs around in his pocket. And very strange that he has it already prepared. He pulls out what looks to be a couple of little arrows with dark obsidian tips on them. Get one of these into him at least.
Okay.
It'll stop him from doing a little trick.
Okay.
Also, you may want to advise Corvus to, score the head of that cane of his. That eye watches and listens.
Oh, well, that's going to be very awkward here in a bit, I'm sure.
Yes, they already know.
All right.
Thankfully, he's not here right now, so they don't know that you know how to deal with them.
Thank you, Raziel. You've been very good to me.
Anything for you, my little friend.
And I'm gonna like awkwardly try to give his like I don't know, like leg a hug or something.
He will actually reach down and he very gently pats you back.
Yeah. I'm sorry to only ask you for things.
Oh, that's fine. I'm used to it. It's nice to hear from you nonetheless. Oh, and, well, that was a very fetching figure you carved.
Oh, I gave it to your captain. Did
I
you
know.
get to see it?
I did see it, yes.
Oh, good. I was pretty proud of it.
You should be.
All right. Well, I shouldn't keep you, but
Oh. No, this is no deal or anything, but, yes, do stop by Wyndon and, perhaps attend to the young prince's, little birthday event. It's lovely.
I don't think I'll be invited. I don't usually
Hmm.
like my kind around kids.
Public crowds, you see.
Oh, okay.
Big
So
party.
big party. Okay. Well, that sounds fun.
And he smiles and nods.
Thank you again, Raziel.
Of course. See you soon.
Oh, I'm gonna offer my hand out for the expected burn.
He looks at your hand, and he smiles and he stands up and he walks upstairs.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go start working my way back down to everybody after I stow the arrows away in my quiver.
Mm-hmm.
How many of these do I have?
You have 2.
Alright. And then I will go to rejoin the party.
Okay. Corvus,
Hmm.
you head downstairs, and what's everybody doing when Corvus comes down?
I'm actually probably on my way up.
Okay, you're gonna pass Carrick.
Hello.
Cass, even though she let Albrecht know, she's going to see if Albrecht wants to learn how to handle a spear/javelin so he can protect himself.
Oh, this poor kid.
He was,
He look. You can see that look of oh god, not more on his face, but he just nods silently.
RG's actually letting go. You let him rest. Practice
Oh,
and make
was he?
for
Oh, he was practicing
while.
with you.
Yeah, for a while now.
She's going to stop and turn and look at Albrecht. You need to
Don't
let
need
us
to wear him
know.
out.
My arms may be heavy, miss, but I can still do as you ask.
And she's just going to stand and just go, no, you're going to rest because otherwise you're going to hurt yourself.
Yes,
And
miss.
they will not want to
You have agents.
And
You have
Cassiopeia
agents.
is going to point at Corvus and go, nope, we don't want you hurting yourself.
Uncle,
Yes. Albrecht.
He actually glances back at you, Cass, as if like, is it okay for me to ask this? Am I doing this right?
Cass just kind of steps away.
But you're a doctor, right?
I am. Yes.
Would you be able to show me how to do stuff? How to help people?
Of course. Helping is the one thing that I want to do, and always do.
It's,
Certainly not murder children.
for the first time, you
Yeah.
actually see a slight upturn of his lips as he smiles ever so slightly, and he nods. I would like to do that as well.
Good. How good are you with reading?
I know all of my letters, sir.
Good. We'll start off with learning some basics. And then maybe I can show you something that is You may not know, but your grandfather was a very knowledgeable man, and he wrote a lot of things down. And
He nods quickly.
And learning from that is one of the biggest things that I can see we can both do.
Maybe you can tell me about grandfather as well.
I would love to.
I have a picture of him.
You do?
That father he gave me, and he actually goes over and gets that very small bag of his possessions,
Mm-hmm.
and he pulls out a little necklace, and he opens it up, and you can see inside tiny little painted portraits of your father and your mother. This was grandfather's.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And
Corvus
it's a very young
will-
picture of your grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Of your
Corvus
father,
probably saw it on occasion.
You remember seeing it in your childhood.
Yeah.
And not much after that.
Okay. And Marcus has been fluctuating in and out of darkness, lightness, crying, frustration. Corvus is going to actually lose some of the more stoic, stern expression he has, and kind of tweak a smile and maybe have a tear building up in his eye, seeing that.
And he comes up to you and goes, so I will be doing reading?
Reading is very important. There's a lot of nuances with helping people in my profession. You have to know a lot of things, and you have to understand what you see so you can treat it and help. Reading and experience.
He nods quickly, and you can tell he's eager to learn.
Come.
Yeah. Right, and yeah.
It's not much of a doctor's office, but I like to think the Vardo is something that I would classify as. So let's go in
Father's
there and
fucking everything at this point.
Yeah, it is.
Come to our Doctor's Forge, Taylor.
It's a carpentry shop. It's a forge.
Yeah.
It's a home.
It's
There's a
cobblers.
reason why I'm setting up in another room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for it to become a haberdashery.
You are able to take him off and start tutoring him.
Yeah.
Okay. Gifton.
Fuck you all!
Not long after, you're able to sort of come downstairs, a bit slower. If that's where you wish to go.
Yep, I will. Thaumaturgy ×1.
Okay. Yep.
Valdir!
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It was only times one.
Alright, cranking it up,
So
×2.
horribly- No.
Valdir!
Oh,
If I don't get a response, I'm cranking it to 3.
okay. You'll tell me after the first time. He's not that deaf after the multiple times you've used thaumaturgy ×3 while nearby.
Yeah. Hey, I have a really tiny, fine voice if I don't use thaumaturgy.
Oh man, we need to get Valdir one of those ear horns.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Oh god, she's yelling directly into it.
Valdir, RG, come here. Cass.
What is it?
Carrick wibble faces.
Oh, let me go.
Well, I don't know where Carrick went up top, so I don't see Carrick anywhere. Carrick.
Wait,
Okay.
did you not pass him by on the way?
No, I went through like a bunch of weird stairwells. I
Oh,
was hiding. So I'll be like, yeah, get you guys together really quick. All right, I have some bad news and some very bad news and some slightly good news and then promptly some more bad news. Okay? But we need to handle this very quickly. First of all, we need to get the head of Corvus's staff and we need to score the eye off of it. And we need to do that very quickly. The people he is working for secretly are listening and looking at us through that eye. Second, the assassins are coming. They know that
Valdir's already
Corvus
walking
isn't going to do
away.
anything that they asked them to do. And Gifton's not
Arby's
stopping.
gonna
They know
calmly
that
grab-
They
Oh,
know
there's
that
no-
Corvus isn't going to do what they asked him to do, and that he will not kill the child before Cuthwaite. Though they are coming, I have arrows to handle it, to keep them from doing the bad thing that they're going to do. But we need to get the kid under lockdown. 3, I have an extra deal that I have to do because I just signed up with Raziel to handle this problem.
Feld's like,
4,
oh god!
Gifted a
4,
really
by,
nasty
4
look.
by the way, Corvus was working for a super secret organization that wanted him to do a very bad thing, but I told him it's okay and that we're going to work through this because we're a family and I care, and I don't know what I just sold myself away to do, but I have to go to a stone thing in the middle of nowhere with only one person can go with me. Cass, can you please go with me? I don't want to go by myself. Okay, so anyway...
So glad I left for all of these except for the first one.
Cass has actually kind of got this
I said I
weird eye
grabbed your
twitch
shoulder to
going.
stop you.
The main thing is Corvus was working with some other people outside.
Did Discord die?
Nope.
No.
Okay, no, just went dead
Yeah,
silent
just
there
went-
for a second.
Yeah, I think we lost connection briefly, and
Yeah,
then when
like
it came back, it just happened to be the bad moment.
Ah,
It's been the bad moment the whole time.
Like, we had a solid 15 seconds of silence.
oh, whoops.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Gifted, sweetie,
I've heard all of
you've
it.
given us a lot of bad news. What's the good news?
The good news is we can stop it, and then I have magic arrows that will stop the bad people from doing their bad, stupid hooju that we won't be able to counteract if we don't have the arrows, but that's kind of what I had to just sell myself for. But I'm doing this because I care, and I don't want the kid to die, and Thaldir already agreed that he didn't want the kid to die, and the Corvus doesn't want the kid to die, even though Corvus apparently made an agreement with these other people that were not Raziel that he was going to kill the kid. So,
Already
teamwork!
rushing Bardo. After the first part where she said we have to destroy the top of the
Yeah.
Yeah,
staff. I
Okay,
already
Corvus
laughed,
is sitting
so-
there with Albrecht, he's sort of bonding nicely. He's a very astute student, you know. He's absorbing everything you say. And then the Faldir appears.
Was
slamming
the door
open the door.
open or not?
I think the side is open, right, Cass?
The side is open because Cass has been inside.
In
because
and
it's
out.
the only place
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
big enough for her.
All right, so Feldir's just gonna rush right in, grab the staff, take the hammer that he had, and start smashing the top of it. Which would be the +1 hammer that
So
he
it's
was
magic
given
item.
earlier.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, Corvus. Faldir's just run up, tried to grab your stick. Are you going to contest this, or are you going to let that happen?
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
in a position to
What
do that
does
is a
yeah
better question.
mean? I would like clarification.
Yeah, I think
on
he's
what
too
it
stunned
means
to
by-
react.
I am kind of stunned to react, but he has his cane in his hand. He doesn't really.
You probably
set
don't have it
down.
in your hand while you're working at a desk with the child.
You're
You probably have it
There's no
against the desk.
chairs. There's
Yes,
no
there are.
chairs.
Yes, there are.
There's crates.
There are chairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
thought
I
there
was
was
saying you probably have it right
table
beside
and
you,
stuff.
though.
Okay,
Um,
so you know how a cane you hang it up on the table.
Yes.
You
He's
Droop it
sitting on the
over.
lip.
Yeah, you got it like that.
Yeah, sitting on the lip. Yeah, that's where it currently is. And Corvus is at the desk.
I
Probably
actually
sitting on the
cane was
grate.
like a stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I honestly thought it was a ball top rather than
Like a straight end rather than the hook end.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was
You
a
know,
ball
sword
top
inside.
rather than a straight end, but yeah.
Either way, it is right beside you.
Yeah. It's leaning against the table.
Faldir, athletics check, advantage because a surprise. Corvus, deck save.
Okay.
Also, for the other group, I am pulling my gloves back on because I have those striped gloves, and I'm pulling them back on over my hand after having this conversation.
Okay, so Faldir comes charging in and basically grabs the cane. You try and reach out to grab it, but he snatches it away from you.
And then he
And,
starts
and
beating
starts
it.
beating at the head of it. He's
Souter, what are you? Stop.
Need to destroy it. They're listening in. And that's about all I heard. So
I like to imagine
I
this
said
coming.
they could see and listen through
No, it's very fitting that he just
Since-
ran up straight after you said that. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I like to imagine this is like coming across as one of those aluminum hat moments.
Since
probably, yeah.
Arju's the relative thing, she'd probably be after pretty quick. She's gonna and just like the people you work for thing, they listen on that.
Faldir.
Is it
Corvus.
doing anything?
Uh,
Yes.
When Archie says that, Corvus will kind of turn back and just sit down on his crate.
Faldir, you chip away at this open eye sort of emblem, yeah?
Yep.
And then you see the metal crack and that splinter and, you know, that sort of spider webbing of cracking that you often get on surfaces.
Hmm.
And then the metal crumbles away and you see something moving beneath.
I'm gonna definitely try to smash that.
Okay.
Flipping that thing to bird.
And for a brief moment, you see a black eye staring up at you before you bring the hammer down on it. And then it swishes. And then solidifies and cracks also, a gem inside shattering.
And somewhere in a dark room, someone's going, "God damn it! I have a black eye now."
There's something. Huh.
Whatever this was.
You know, have
Hey,
a nice
congratulations.
hole in the end of your thing. You can put another gem in, Corvus.
Hey, congratulations, your stick's not haunted.
I would burn this thing right now. You seem to need it. Gonna drop it and just walk away.
So Cassie, you're on board with me on this, right? You're totally gonna help me out. I only did this because I want to save the kid.
How did you get me involved in? I would help Albrecht. How did you get? Why?
I have to go to a thing in the middle of like nowhere and sit in a stone circle for like a day, and you're like big and strong and scary, and if anything comes for me, you'd be safe because you were there. Please?
I
That's
smell
making an insight
deception.
check.
Yeah, you can roll a deception check. Sam rolled a roll a deception. Cass roll a insight.
All right, let me get back away from where the dogs were. They needed a potty. Alright. I am gonna spend my...
Inspiration.
Actually, I don't know if this is worth it.
18.
I don't think I could beat her.
You can.
I don't...
You're charisma, aren't you?
Yeah, but I only have a plus
Also
3.
done.
So...
Yeah,
You
but
can
you-
roll 17, 16, or higher.
You can easily beat that.
Alright, I'll burn my inspiration. I won't get it though.
Oh,
Oh!
Almost.
Yep.
Something about this seems off, Cass.
All you have to do is ask, and I will help. But this stinks because he's involved.
Okay, fine. He's mad that he wouldn't
Uber.
listen to him about any of his deals, and he wanted you to go there with me, but we just have to sit in a meadow for like a day together. We don't have to kill anybody. We don't have to fight anybody. We just have to sit in a freaking field in the middle of nowhere. No one dies.
That's what he says.
And so far, he's been right. I don't care what anybody else says. What has he asked? He asked Thaldir to save freaking Corvus's little nephew's life, who Corvus was asked by some other people to go goddamn kill. So I don't care what you think of him right now. I don't care.
I
trying
will
to
go
do the
and
right
I will help
thing.
you. I will go and I will help you.
Okay.
Seriously, I have reservations about this guy.
I know you do, and that's fine. I want somebody to have their head on their shoulders, but please, Cass, just help me with this.
I was already intending to. The second you said that Albrecht was in trouble,
Okay,
I
'cause
was on board.
all right.
But if it involves Raziel, please just tell me straight up.
Well, I don't know. The last time Raziel tried to ask you to do something, you lit a building on fire very angrily. Even though we were going to do it anyway, you kind of were jumping the gun.
With us still inside.
With us still inside, and I don't
You
know.
weren't
And I know
there when I went to light it on fire. Then you were.
I was. That's the point. I would like you to. All right, but you'll do this with me. It was
Yes, I
it's
will.
right outside
but-
Winden. It's right outside Winden. Okay.
Yes, but
I
please,
wouldn't have done
next
this
time,
if
just
the kid
tell
wasn't in
me.
danger. I wouldn't have done it if the kid wasn't in danger. You know that, right?
I know your heart, and yes, I do know. But seriously,
Okay.
if it involves him, just tell me straight out.
Also, please don't kill Corvus. I don't want to do that to his nephew.
Kill him?
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Cass actually has this look of, I never thought I could do that.
Well, it was basically like Gibson's having the worry of, guys, I just told you Corvus was going to kill his own nephew.
Did he know it was his nephew, though?
No, he didn't know it at the time, but then after he found out, they told him he needed to do it anyway, and he really wasn't sure what he was going to do. That's
Well,
why he
didn't
talked
do
to
it,
me,
so
and then I
that's
decided
as
to bring
far as I'm
Renfield.
concerned, he had moral dilemmas, so he's fine. As far as I'm
And
concerned.
Thaldir, depending on time, might be heading that way now.
Yeah,
Yep, again.
probably hearing that part of it.
Saldo,
also-
what are you doing?
Corvus, Albert's going, what just happened?
Argel's kind of like, it's like, I mentioned weird shit. Weird shit.
Should I be going with them? Should I go over there?
No, you're fine here. Don't worry.
Okay. Miss I'm having
Mhm.
trouble with this word.
Sure, which one is it?
It's a very
Jesus,
long
that's
word,
long.
Archie.
Antediluvian. What?
Hey, Corvus, what word is this?
It's anticoagulant.
Anticoagulant is what stops the bleeding.
Why don't they just call it what stops the bleeding?
No, anticoagulant's actually what encourages the bleeding.
Encourages, yeah. Coagulant stops the bleeding. That's right.
Why do you want
Very
to
good,
encourage
doctor.
bleeding?
It speeds up bleeding of a wound
Death.
that's
Is
infected.
that a
Party
drug
is
or
having
is
a
that a
huge debate, gets distracted trying to educate the child.
Archie's
Yeah.
going through straight face because she's actually asking this question. She's like, is that like
Oh,
a
dear.
drug or a knife?
A drug or a herb or a... It makes the blood flow faster.
Elder, did you do it?
It's destroyed.
Okay, we need to
What
like
the
change
hell
up where
did
the
he
kids
get
are.
us into?
It's the group called the Gentlemen that he was working with. That's what the symbol is. Apparently, he started working with them back when we were in Dulwood, and it was a secret organization. Anyway, they had asked him to go to Roadvale to kill an orphan child at the orphan, and he didn't know who it was, but he had a picture, and it was Albrecht. And when they found out that he didn't kill Albrecht, I guess they got him in town when he went out to get the oats, and they told him if he didn't do it before Cuthwaite, there would be consequences. And he talked to me on the boat bow about it because we were talking about stuff, and I was trying to talk to him about maybe apprenticing Albrecht, and he was really upset about it. And he told me, and he said that he wasn't sure what he was gonna do. And then I told him that we always have another option, and that we were gonna do the other option, and that I would handle it, and then I made another deal with Rusty Hell.
You did what?
What?
Corvus is standing outside the bardo now, holding
This
his
feels like so many
grenade.
seasons
I
of
will say-
Supernatural I've seen,
Yeah.
by the way.
We are definitely in different spots.
Yeah, they're outside a bit. They're outside a bit further away with him
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah,
Archie's kind of keeping you in the conversation with your.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah. But yeah, I made a deal with Rusty Hell on the steps upstairs just now.
Why did you make a deal with the...
I wouldn't have known about the staff.
Did you even give...
I pull out my arrows and I go, and he gave me arrows that we need against the assassin. He says he'll strike probably before we get to Cuthwaite, because if we get to Cuthwaite and the child's alive, they've already lost.
Hey, Corvus, what's hemorrhage
Your
mean?
husband now.
Hemorrhage.
I'm going to be on the deck if you need me. Just gonna walk away very stiffly, very tightly gripping a hammer still.
Faldir walks up to the one of the masts, buries his face against it, and just starts screaming. But yes, you walk stiffly up to the deck.
Then Looker goes, he found the streaming mast.
I'm gonna look over to Cassiopeia.
No. Tom approaches him and says his first words to the whole party. He found the mast.
Gibson looks like she's struggling for what to say, and she goes, "You know what? Fine. He can be mad at me. I don't care. I'm just gonna do the right thing." And Gifton's gonna stalk off and go into the Vardo from the bottom.
You okay, honey? Yeah, but,
I'm not talking right now, honey.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's an angry dwarf.
He's going to make you a scared cup of tea.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and he would have been in like the other side of a wall from
Yes.
Thaldir, rushes in, smashes part of staff. And then more lessons.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Or just very calmly getting things back on track, asking questions.
Yeah. So it becomes a bit of an odd lesson, Corvus. You are, in fact, now teaching 2 people. Just by
Oh, no,
fact
she'd
of
have to
Archie sitting
a
there
little
trying
bit
to
after
help.
things. After things calm down, Archie would kind of leave them back to doing.
When we get to the point about liver disease and damage from drinking excessive alcohol, Archie
Archie's
leaves.
Oh no! When they get to Archie goes, I'm pretty sure I ran.
Gets really
That's
awkward
the
as
word.
Archie runs out of complicated things to ask about and asks what the word bone is.
Anything you want to do
And
up
then
on deck,
makes jokes.
Faldir?
I'm going
Actually,
to
I think
ask-
Carrick is up there, right?
Yeah,
What-
thanks to hear.
What did you head
Yes,
up
it's
to
something
do?
just an angry.
What did you head up to do,
stoic
Faldir? Carrick, rather.
Just forgot. How far
did
out
yell at
roughly
Carrick at
are
one
we?
point.
Like,
You're a good distance out. You can still see Roadvale, but it's definitely, far away now.
We're leaving. Allie's really
You're a good hours.
well, no, that's fine.
Hour out. To sea.
Are we actually like out on the ocean proper
Yeah.
then?
Carrick,
Yeah.
you're fishing.
No, I'm not.
He's not.
Not yet.
Listen,
got
he
bait
spent
for
a
it.
fucking week doing that.
I like that, yeah.
I am pulling out those 5 coins
Mhm.
and
Oh yeah.
saying a couple words, and I am tossing them out in the ocean.
Do you make the old lady noise from Titanic as you toss the priceless jewel?
No.
In the background is a very
Leonardo
off key. My heart will
DiCaprio.
go on
Yeah.
on a recorder.
Okay. What's he say?
Okay, the person who's actually like nowhere near on this type of stuff should have waited for Gifted. Totally not what he says, but it's tempting.
That's
No,
okay.
he was
right
in
now,
the-
Gifton's singing the full length.
You were
and
kind
soul
of a
length
dick,
of,
but
I've got
maybe
no
you
more
didn't
fucks to
deserve to
give.
die.
I mean, he actually seemed to be kind of like, if he wasn't, whatever happened to him didn't happen, he probably seemed like he could probably be a nice guy. But, I was sat in on the more thing, and there was something, a little couple words said about, the dead, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
It's the
Kind of.
general thing of hoping you find peace.
yeah. I'm gonna,
Okay. You toss the coins in. You say a few words for him.
and next time I am at a tavern that has real alcohol, I'm gonna have to have one for him. So
You sort of stand there, looking out into the ocean, and then there's a sort of stump of a dwarf coming up onto deck.
have I seen any dwarves other than
A
us,
couple.
our group?
Tom
Okay.
Tom.
Tom's a gnome.
Oh, he's a gnome? Okay.
So I'm not actually
Jesus,
gonna.
Son of a.
I'm not gonna turn back. I'm just gonna kind of stare out at the ocean.
Racism just kind of goes with the Kinslayer
You're
thing.
coming up, Faldir, and there's Carrick just sort of looking over the ship's rail.
Very heavy sigh.
What did you
Still very tightly gripping the hammer
Turning back.
and calmly-ish walk over.
Enforced calm.
And if he is turning around, I will do something different. But if he doesn't, I'll put a hand on his shoulder.
I hear the heavy sigh. I think at that point I kind of turn back to.
Ah, sound of disappointment. It's Valdir.
Well, you see, a heavy sigh, and I'm sitting at the edge, could mean sailor that's unhappy about where I am. So, got to make sure that I don't get thrown overboard.
Man, that's my prime peeing off the side of the boat spot.
Valdir, he turns to face you.
What's wrong, Felder?
How are you, boy?
I've been better, but
What happened?
just took care of the business I had to take care of back there.
You took care of business.
Yes.
It's not like we didn't know
Yeah,
what he was
there's
doing.
no secret that he
Yeah.
had to do a murder.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's kind of
The only secret was really Corvus going around.
so. How did you do it?
With a weapon?
Close.
Yeah.
See him?
Yeah. Well, he was turned away, but
It's tough when it's not in the heat of combat.
it is. That's why I came up here. I just said a couple words for him, and the closest thing I could to returning him to the ocean without. And he's talking quiet enough to make sure nobody on deck is hearing any of this, without bringing him here, so to speak. I guess he was not. He had lost being a sailor due to some incident with his last ship and sinking.
It's no longer hanging over you, at least.
Yeah, I need to make sure Grandma knows soon, but I'm going to wait until we get a little bit out. Just as a precaution.
Oh, if she shows up in proper form, I'm not sure you can go any distance without creating some trouble for the ship.
More worried about. I did some stuff to cover tracks, but just as a precaution. Don't want to be close enough to have something sneak up, so to speak.
Well, sounds like you knew what you were doing. Try not to make a habit of it.
I don't plan on making a habit of it at all. How's the kid doing down there?
Oh, probably not well after the scene I just had, but I'm sure he'll survive.
What did you do?
Evidently, Corvus's cane was letting some malevolent groups spy in on everything.
Interesting.
I had to put an end to that.
I can understand that.
So we need
Oh.
new doctor. Sorry.
Also, Gifton made another deal.
We're starting to get rid of them. Do you know what for?
I think he
Well,
left by that point.
I know that in the process, she was told about the staff. And evidently some ways to protect the boy.
Okay.
But I'm not fully sure what she's given up.
I guess only time will tell.
Corvus. Oh. I don't know what to do with him. Have half a mind to string him up and throw him out with an anchor.
I don't think the child would be too happy about that, though.
It's about the only reason I haven't done it already. He was going there to kill the kid.
We're an interesting group, aren't we?
Evidently.
Did he know?
Doesn't sound like it, but
What I like here is, did he know that it was his nephew? That's what matters, not just he was going to
Listen,
kill a
if it's an
kid.
unrelated
Well, yeah.
kid, then yeah.
No, I mean,
Everyone's
the
wanted to
part there
strangle a
is
child
more.
at some point.
If he knew it was his nephew, that makes it even worse.
Also, as you're both standing at the rail discussing this, I need both of you to make
Something
me a
cute.
perception check.
okay.
Hey,
Oh, very nice. So
hopefully
you're
it's
both
good enough to
talking,
pass.
and you just sort of, as you're talking to each other, absently watching the waves. And one of those waves is a little weird. Huh. It looks like it's a bulge in the water coming towards the ship. This swirl of
see?
water rising higher and higher.
What is that? Out of character, because I was actually for the fight for the thing. Does this look like water weird
No, it
stuff?
does not.
Okay.
It looks like there's actually a something beneath the surface making the water.
I think there's
Like a
something.
well about to breach.
I think there's something underneath there.
And as that gets closer,
Should we let the crew know?
Yes. There's something off the bow.
you see one of the crewmen pay attention, and there's a few sort of hollers as they sort of start to pass things off. And you can see up in the crow's nest, someone actually clambers up, and spyglass has gotten out. And as that swirl gets closer and closer, you start to see something breach the surface. And just as you see this strange spiked shell rising from the water, you hear the cry from the crow's nest of "Dragon Turtle!" And that's where we're going to end.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna use the presentation to kind of do a little flashy, sparky thing over by where it is to help them see exactly.
Yeah, you
what
hear a
they're
cry,
calling it.
"Dragon Turtle!" And yeah, that's what you see breach the surface, heading for the ship.
Oh boy.
And that's
Try
Um,
talking to it. I hear they're a dragon.
Nice.
right.
I'm gonna throw a grenade.
Congratulations, everybody. We played D&D.
I'm happy to play D&D again. I miss the game.
Everybody.
Even though I got abandoned upstairs for a while because I forgot.
I
about
did
me.
yell your name.
I know,
with
but-
thaumaturgy, I did yell your name.
Everyone take
upstairs?
1,500 XP.
Ooh. 21,600.
Yep.
Yes.
And,
Is somebody writing it in the XP tracker?
I will.
and we will do this same time next week.
Yay.
By the way, Sam. Oh, Bill.